It's the Hyundai Leadoff Man Show. Now, here's Len Casper.
It is a beautiful day for Cubs baseball here on WGN Sports. Starting to feel a little bit like summer as we get into the middle part of May. And we're set for the Hyundai Leadoff Man here on WGN. The Cubs are rolling. A game and a half up in the division. They've won 6 of their first 7 on the homestand. And today they welcome in the Pittsburgh Pirates. Hi again, everyone. I'm Len Casper. The Cubs 6-1 on the homestand. Houston's in second place, a game and a half out. The Pirates coming in. They're playing well. They've won 8 of their last 10. Let's check out some numbers on this homestand. The Cubs continue to score runs. They're scoring just over 6 per game. The team hitting over 300. The ERA, you like to see that at 2.71. What a fantastic start yesterday by Ryan Dempster. And the Cubs have won 17 of their first 24 here at home. Look what they've done against the Pittsburgh Pirates this year. 3-0 here, 6-0 overall. These two clubs by May 25th will have played one another 12 times, and the Cubs have now won their last 9 against the Pirates. And a lot of this is due to the fact that the Cubs are getting good starts. The top of the rotation, Zambrano, Lilly, and Dempster have all been very good. Sean Gallagher will get the start today. We'll hear about all 4 from the Cubs pitching coach, Larry Rothschild, when we come back. But as we go to break on the Hyundai Leadoff Man Show, we'd like to recognize our Chicagoland Hyundai dealer of the game, Team Hyundai in Highland, Indiana. Hyundai, the right choice. Log on to myhyundaichicago.com. We'll be back.
One absent-minded professor. Wow, one incredible discovery.
Flubber! If you apply a small amount of energy, it liberates an enormous quantity of energy.
Are you nuts?
Now it's Goo gone mad. Mommy, hit the deck!
This definitely has applications in the field of sports.
Robin Williams, Disney's Flubber.
Sunny at 11 on the Superstation.
Here at this modern-day watering hole, this urban Serengeti, it's man meets reptile.
So, Lucy, what are you doing?
Just a little online shopping.
You should check out Geico.com, get a free rate quote. If you like what you see, you can buy it online, over the phone, or at your local Geico office.
Cool.
Remarkable. Oh, no. Help. Did you hear something?
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Hi. We'd like 2 fudge brownie temptations.
Mom, just make it 1.
I'm surprised you wanted to share.
Actually, I don't.
Pardon me, ladies. This is compliments of the gentleman in the donkey shirt.
It's like shooting fish in a barrel.
Fall in love with the new fudge brownie temptation at Dairy Queen. Topped with gooey fudge, moist brownie pieces, and whipped topping.
At the Turtle Wax Ice Ultimate Detailing Challenge, it was no contest. Turtle Wax Ice car polish. It goes on fast with no effort. And unlike conventional car waxes, there's no white residue to wipe off. And when it comes to trim, seams, plastic, and rubber, no problem.
Turtle Wax Ice, finish first.
Turtle Wax Ice car polish. Welcome to the Ice Age. Keep your car looking great in between waxing with Turtle Wax Ice Synthetic Detailer.
The Hyundai Leadoff Man, brought to you in part by Walgreens, the pharmacy of the Chicago Cubs, and by Hyundai. See your local Hyundai dealer today. Hyundai, the right choice. Log on to myhyundaichicago.com.
Happy birthday and welcome to Wrigley Field. What a beautiful day for Cubs baseball. Well, the Cubs have some issues to sort through at the bottom of their rotation, but where it counts the most, right at the top, the Cubs are in good shape. Carlos Zambrano right now 6-1 with a 2.03. Ryan Dempster 5-1 with a 2.35, and Ted Lilly has won his last 3 starts. For more on that situation and today's starter, Sean Gallagher, I sat down earlier with Cubs pitching coach Larry Rothschild. Well, Larry, let's talk about the top of your rotation. In particular, Ryan Dempster yesterday, one of the better performances he's had in a long time as a starting pitcher.
Well, it was good to see. You know, he started, it goes back to last year, really, where we talked about starting him, and he was bound and determined that that's what he wanted to do, and that's half the battle, whether it's pitching or anything in life, the determination to get something done, and he had that. And you know, he's repeated deliveries very well. All the side sessions since the start of spring have been good. And in games, you know, at times he's gotten a little quick and tried to overthrow, but he's really the last 3 or 4 times out settled down, and when he's gotten in trouble, he's slowed himself down enough to make pitches. And yesterday was a good example of him getting out of that 7th inning and then, you know, going through that game. A lot of first pitch strikes, a lot of command of the fastball.
How important to you are strikeouts? Does it depend on the situation? Do you want to see your guys go out there and strike out 11 or 12 every day? Obviously, it adds to your pitch count, but he was very dominating, and the strikeouts kind of showed that.
Well, you know, you like to see strikeouts because that means there's good stuff, but I just soon see a first pitch ground ball out, you know, a weak ground ball hit somewhere and, you know, get an out right away. And then when you need a strikeout, have the energy to be able to get it later in the game. But, you know, strikeouts come because of stuff and because of executing pitches, and that's what you do as a pitcher. But if it's at the risk of being into 3-ball counts and walking people, that's no good. You know, if the strikeouts come 1-2, 2-2, 0-2, you like to see that. But to try to get to 3-2, unless it's a game situation late where you're pitching around somebody, you might go to 3-2 to throw another pitch to strike them out. But other than that, I would much prefer to see quick ground ball outs.
Along those lines, it seems like you're seeing more of that from Carlos Zambrano. Much more free and easy. His sinker's been in the low 90s. He doesn't seem to have to throw at 95 or 96, but he does have it in reserve if he needs it.
Yeah, he does. And you know, he's really settled in and gotten more aggressive this year in the strike zone early in counts. Strike one, and then with 2 outs and nobody on, which was a little bit of an issue the last couple of years. Not that he'd give up runs. On occasion he would, but he'd end up adding pitch counts to, you know, he might have an 8-pitch inning going and end up with 20, 25. So it's just one of those things where you really concentrate on that, concentrate on the first pitch strikes, eliminate the walks, and be more aggressive going after people, especially the left-hand hitters.
What's been the big key for Ted Lilly here lately?
Well, I think the arm strength's come on a little bit. The changeup's been real good. The command, you know, last year he had as good a command as anybody on his staff. First pitch strikes was ahead of everybody. Not too many walks, and you didn't see multiple walks in an inning, which the first 3 starts you did this year, and he's cut down on that. I think as he's gotten more comfortable on the mound, been more aggressive, and executing the pitches, the quality of pitches that he's trying to make have gone up quite significantly.
Sean Gallagher today, what are you expecting from him?
Well, hopefully he goes out, he's aggressive, can establish the second and third pitch and locate the fastball. The biggest thing at this level and almost any level is command of the fastball, and hopefully he commands that today. And he's got the stuff, he's got the arm strength, he's got the second and third pitches. It's just a matter of really settling in here, getting comfortable, and for him figured out that he belongs here and he can pitch here.
And to add to that, over the last 12 games, the Cubs bullpen with a 1.39 earned run average. Hopefully that will continue here this weekend. We'll talk more about Sean Gallagher and his opponent Tom Gorzoloni as we continue the leadoff man from Wrigley Field.
Take me out to Esurance. Take me to savings online. Auto insurance that's hassle-free. When you buy it instantly, let me quote. Buy it at Esurance. If you don't save, it's a shame. For it's $100, $200, $300 you could save with the Esurance name.
Save time and money on your auto insurance at Esurance.
We got just what you need to keep your yard beautiful and weed-free. Let's start with fertilizer.
We're here because we've been there with the tools, products, and advice to get it done right. True Value. Start right. Start here. Visit TrueValue.com/TV for a free $5 coupon. Print your $5 coupon at TrueValue.com/TV.
Hi, we'd like 2 fudge brownie temptations.
Mom, just make it 1.
I'm surprised you wanted to share.
Actually, I don't.
Pardon me, ladies. This is compliments of the gentleman in the donkey shirt.
It's like shooting fish in a barrel.
Fall in love with the new fudge brownie temptation at Dairy Queen, topped with gooey fudge, moist brownie pieces, and whipped topping.
Next 24.
All right, listen up. Jack Bauer's gone rogue.
To save the woman he loves.
Nothing's gonna happen until I see Audrey.
Jack agrees to the kidnapper's demand.
Give me the circuit board, I'll kill her.
Now, unaware of Jack's strategy,
Jack would die before he gives up that component to the Chinese.
CTU is ordered to take him down.
Bring in Jack Bauer before he can hand over the component.
Next 24, Saturday at 12:30 a.m. Eastern on Superstation WGN.
The Hyundai Leadoff Man, brought to you in part by Walgreens, the pharmacy of the Chicago Cubs. And by Hyundai. See your local Hyundai dealer today. Hyundai, the right choice. Log on to myhyundaichicago.com.
Let's check in on the starting pitchers today for the Cubs. It'll be rookie right-hander Sean Gallagher, 12th career appearance, second start. He seeks his first major league win. Left-hander Tom Gorzoloni, the Triton College product. He has not yet made it through the third inning in either of his two starts against the Cubs. He has pitched better as of late, but he's walked a lot of people, and let's see if the Cubs can take advantage. So we're ready to go. The Cubs look to go 7-0 in the season series against the Bucks. We'll have the Cubs hosting the Pittsburgh Pirates next.
I first saw this one when I was traveling through Prague. Geico probably thinks this is easy too. Dancing is good exercise. It works my glutes. Okay, America, I'll show you easy.
There's a new joke going around. Have you heard it? What is the five fingers say to the face? What? Slap. Cheers to both
Don't interrupt me, honey.
I appreciate what you're showing me right now.
On the marquee, big letters.
And you can put it on the board. Yeah. Bring it up. It gets out. A home run.
Well, I want to feel that hand with somebody.
Los Angeles audition highs and lows.
I think you're amazing. Amazingly dreadful.
American Idol Rewind.
Sunday at 8 Eastern. The following is a presentation of WGN Sports.
Well, the Pittsburgh Pirates are back in town for the second time already this year, and it is a picture-perfect mid-May afternoon on the north side of Chicago as we present Cubs baseball here on WGN Sports. Today, the Cubs open up a three-game weekend set against the Pirates, and this is a battle of two hot clubs. The Cubs have taken 6 of 7 on the homestand, while the Pirates have won 8 of their last 10. And welcome to Cubs baseball once again. Bob Brenly and Len Casper with you. The Cubs hope to just keep it rolling. They're a game and a half up on Houston in the division, and they've spread the offensive wealth near the top of the lineup.
Yeah, you mentioned the Cubs just want to keep it rolling. They don't want to overanalyze it. That's our job. So we're going to take a look at the numbers here. Look at the on-base percentage for these four guys, as well as Kosuke Fukudome. It stands to reason you get guys on base, especially with the hitters that the Cubs have in the middle of that lineup, you're going to score a ton of runs, and that's what the Cubs have done in this homestand.
Kosuke gets the day off, at least not starting, with left-hander Tom Gorzolani on there for the Pirates. But first, the Cubs starting pitcher, Sean Gallagher, and he found out a little sooner this time he was going to start.
Yeah, hopefully that won't work to his detriment. Last time he had no advance warning, about 45 minutes. Those are the numbers he had against Arizona. The first 4 innings were very good. He ran into some problems in the 5th. Hopefully he'll be able to get deeper into the ball game today. Tom
Gorzolani's trying to change his fortunes against the Cubs, although he has pitched well lately against other teams.
Well, the base on balls have to be a big concern for the Pirates, especially with this patience Cubs offense.
And we're getting set for baseball, but first let's go down to the field. This should be fun. Chicago's very own Humphreys McGee with our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Fantastic job by Humphreys McGee. Pirates and the Cubs, game 1 of a 3-game weekend series. The lineups, the first pitch, and all the action are right around the corner.
Chicago Cubs baseball, brought to you by Bud Light. Endless refreshment from start to finish. Bud Light keeps it coming. AM PM. AM PM. Too much good stuff. The Illinois Lottery. Play the Illinois Lottery. Have a ball. By Comcast. Proven advanced technology. Call 1-888-4BEST-TV. By Pepsi. Every sip gets you closer. And by Southwest Airlines. You're now free to be more productive. Visit southwest.com today.
The Superstation is America's home for baseball. Canerco and the White Sox are in the city by the bay for some late-night interleague fun against the G-Men. White Sox Giants, tonight at 10 Eastern on the Superstation. It's great to be home.
One absent-minded professor. One incredible discovery. Flubber! Now it's Goo gone mad.
This definitely has application in the field of sports.
Robin Williams, Disney's Flubber.
Sunday at 11 on the Superstation.
Like the ad says, there's hardwood floors throughout.
Nice.
Hey, you want a Bud Light?
Sure. Thanks.
Thank you. By splitting the rent, there's more money for Bud Light.
Great.
Ready to see your room?
Yeah.
Hey, roomies, say hi to Brian.
The thing is,
make yourself at home.
Endless refreshment from start to finish. Bud Light keeps it coming.
That chili is not sitting well.
At the Turtle Wax Ice Ultimate Detailing Challenge, it's what's inside that counts. Turtle Wax Ice Total Interior Care. It cleans, conditions, and protects every surface inside your car. Vinyl, leather, plastic. It even removes tough stains from carpet and upholstery. With no artificial shine, no messy overspray, and no greasy residue.
Turtle Wax Ice, finish first.
There's a new player in town. Turtle Wax Ice Total Interior Care. Welcome to the Ice Age.
Auto insurance wasn't something I used to get animated about.
until I switched to Esurance.
Paul is an actual Esurance customer. Here we go, Paul.
With competitive rates and quote-by-print convenience, Esurance makes it easy to save time and money on car insurance.
And don't forget, if you ever run into any trouble, special agents are here to help you 24/7.
Who knew I could be so drawn to my auto insurance company?
Take a fresh look at your auto insurance. Get your quote from Esurance today.
Well, the first 10,000 adults through the gates receiving an Alfonso Soriano drawstring bag, courtesy of Harrods. And what a day if you could draw it up like this every single afternoon. We gladly take it. Cubs baseball on WGN Sports from beautiful Wrigley Field is brought to you in beautiful high definition, sponsored by Comcast. Alfonso Soriano with a huge homestand in one of his patented hot streaks. And a big hand for the home team that has won 17 of the first 24 here inside the friendly confines. Well, this is not the same Pirates team we saw in April. They're just a game under 500 right now, tied for 4th in the division and 5 games back of the Cubs. Nate McLeod has to move down in the order because he's driving in guys. So Sanchez leads off. You have McLeod, Bay, LaRoche, Xavier Nady off to a hot start. Doug Minkiewicz. We got all the letters of his last name in there. Paulino, Bixler, and Gorzolani rounded out.
Had to change the font size to do it, but that's all right. Here's how the Cubs take the field defensively today. Behind Sean Gallagher, brought to you by Pepsi. Every sip gets you closer. Soriano in left, Reed Johnson in center. The super versatile Mark DeRosa fills in right field for Fukudome today. Ramirez and Terrio on the left side of the infield. Cedeno and Lee on the right side. Giovanni Soto once again back behind the plate today for right-hander Sean Gallagher. His last start came against the Diamondbacks. You may recall on Mother's Day we had a 58-minute rain delay before the start of the ball game. Cubs decided to scratch Carlos Zambrano, insert Sean Gallagher, and as I mentioned earlier, did a great job for 4 innings and kind of banged up against the wall in the 5th. Talking to Larry Rothschild before the ball game, he said he'd like to see a little more consistency with the breaking ball and a little more consistency with the location of the fastball.
Veteran umpire crew here. Phil Cuzzy will work the plate. He's in his 10th year from Newark, New Jersey. Wolf, the crew chief, Montague, and Lane are on the bases. And Freddie Sanchez will dig in. He's now in the Pirates leadoff spot with the hot McLeod hitting second.
The Pirates have been a slow starting team this season. They've only scored 8 first-inning runs all summer. Well, all season. Let's call it season. This is the first day that feels like summer.
That's right. The 1-0 pitch to Sanchez is fouled back. One of the first things I do, Bob, in the morning when I check out the updated Major League stats is I look at all the team rankings. The Cubs right now are first in the majors in runs. They're second in the National League in earned run average. And then I look over at the Pirates. They're 5th in the majors in runs. But they're 9th in the National League in homers, 11th in on-base percentage, 12th in slugging. That backed up Terrio a step or two, and Sanchez is thrown out. They don't run a whole lot, only 14 stolen bases, 13th in the National League. So I'm trying to figure out how is it that they've scored so many runs? Well, the answer is buried a little bit in the numbers. They're also just 22nd in the majors with runners in scoring position. So I got to the park today and I was very baffled, but in talking to some of the people who watch the Pirates every day, they say they're cashing in on their chances. They've had the 4th fewest men left on base in the National League, and they've grounded into just 22 double plays. That's tied for the fewest in the majors. So when they've gotten guys in, they really have taken advantage. As McLeod hits a deep fly to center, and it's Reed Johnson to make the catch.
Well, and to break it down even further and simpler, if the Pirates didn't have to play the Cubs, they'd be 20-15 right now. They're 0-6 against the Cubs. You see, they have not hit well. They have not pitched well, and they've made 8 errors in 6 previous games against the Cubs. So this team is starting to come around a little bit, and I think that's appropriate. I don't think anybody thought the Pirates were going to be as bad as they showed early in the season. They just have too many offensive weapons in this lineup to struggle the way they were in the early going.
And one of those weapons, Jason Bay, came off the bench yesterday and hit a game-winning pinch hit 3-run homer at St. Louis. 2 strikes on him. The Pirates outfield, as you check out their first-year manager, John Russell, they have the highest collective OPS in the majors. That ball is foul. So McLouth, Bay, and Nady all have done a very good job offensively. Adam LaRoche off to a slow start. He's on deck. Gallagher with just his 2nd major league start, and I think he hit Bay. He did. He grazed Jason Bay either in the midsection or maybe on his arm, and he's on with 2 outs.
Well, you hope Marshall will be able to pitch around this. Once again, looking back to his last start, as you get a look at the Gallagher pitch, I believe I called him Marshall. Sean Gallagher just does get a piece of Jason Bay with that fastball up and in, but his last start against the Diamondbacks, he got 2 quick outs and then walked Chris Young ahead of a Connor Jackson triple. Diamondbacks scoring a run in the 1st inning. They didn't play another run until the 5th when Sean ran into a little bit of trouble.
So he works from the stretch with a runner at first. 1 strike on LaRoche. He's been a little bit better this month than he was in April, hitting .239 with 3 home runs in May after hitting just a .174 with 1 home run the entire first month. Nice breaking ball, 2 strikes.
Well, that's that curveball Larry Rothschild was talking about. His ability to throw that pitch for strikes to righties and lefties really makes his fastball much more effective.
Good base running there by Bay as he saw that ball get down in the dirt, and he gets to second base without a throw.
Yeah, that's all about anticipation. You see the trajectory of that pitch headed for the dirt. Jason Bay got a great break off of first base. Not the swiftest runner in the National League, but a very heads-up base runner, and that time got a great jump and moved himself into scoring position on a wild pitch that didn't get far away from Giovanni Soto.
Now 1-2 hit high in the air and deep. Soriano's back on the warning track, and he makes the catch. Almost into the vines there as Alfonso Soriano almost ran out of room. Long fly out to end the inning, and the Cubs are coming up against Tom Gorzolani.
Every sip gets you closer to Justin Timberlake MP3s.
Hey.
Hey to you. HD TVs, millions of songs from Amazon MP3 and more. Sign up at PepsiStuff.com.
Get Pepsi Stuff points on specially marked Pepsi or Diet Pepsi 24-ounce 6-packs for a free Amazon MP3 music download.
You're right. We need a new TV. Just don't go overboard.
I want it all. I want it all. I want it all. And I want it now.
Text Chase for your credit card balance and decide what to spend in seconds.
It's perfect.
Real-time info matters. Chase what matters.
When you feel good inside, you feel good all over. Try Yo Plus for 10 days, and you just might feel like... Yo Plus helps regulate digestive health naturally. Compare it to Activia. Both have special digestive health cultures, but only Yo Plus has cultures plus fiber plus vitamins A and D. And Yo Plus tastes great. Get more with a Yo Plus coupon at YoPlus.com.
Now let's check out the Cubs lineup against Tom Gorzolani and the Pirates, brought to you by Pepsi. Every sip gets you closer. Soriano starts it. Then Ryan Theriot, Derek Lee with a couple of home runs against Tom Gorzolani. You see the numbers. Soto has had a big year against the Pirates in general. Mark DeRosa with 4 hits against today's Pirates starter.
Take a look at the Pirates defensively. Babe, McLaughlin, Nady across the outfield. Doug Minkiewicz at third base. Brian Bixler at short. Freddie Sanchez at second. Adam LaRoche over at first base. Ronnie Paulino figures to get the bulk of the catching time with Ryan Doumit on the disabled list with a broken left thumb. And Paulino will be doing the catching today for Tom Gorzolani.
His first pitch, hammered deep to left field. This ball is hooking, and it is gone! Another leadoff home run for Soriano. Don't come in there on that first one. That's 3 leadoff home runs in his last 4 games, and he's 4 for his last 4 in the first inning the last 4 days.
I'll tell you what, Len, you've either got to be stubborn or stupid to throw him a first pitch strike to start a ball game, because it's going to end up out in the street. This is what Alfonso Soriano wakes up in the morning dreaming about: a first pitch fastball, middle in and down a little bit. Just blast it out into the bleachers in left field.
So just like that, after 1 pitch, it's 1-0. Wow. He is some kind of hot. And if the Cubs don't trail the rest of the day, we've got a long way to go. But if that happens, it would be 5 game-winning RBIs on the homestand. Alfonso already has 4. Too high, Ontario. Had the game-winning hit on Friday, on Saturday, then Monday and Wednesday. 2 in each series against Arizona and San Diego. So Gorzolani, who has not been throwing a lot of strikes lately, just walked Terrio after the home run given up to Soriano.
Soriano, a deadly low ball hitter. That one just above the kneecaps, inside part of the plate. No doubt about where it was headed when he made contact. Our Southwest, how far did it fly? 370 feet right down the left field line.
Fonzie started the homestand at 188. He's now up to 263. Derek Lee gets under it out in the center. McLeod tracking, still drifting, and he has it. Wind out of the northwest today at 5.
Yeah, it's kind of turned around. In batting practice, it was blowing straight out to right field. Right before the national anthem, it was blowing straight out to center field, and now it's turned around again. Appears to be blowing straight out to right. Definitely a good hitter's day here at Wrigley today.
Technically, the northwest wind would be called a crosswind. The Cubs are 2-2 in a crosswind situation. Good jump by Terrio. The throw is way offline. They might have had a shot, but Paulino's throw way to the right. Ryan will get a stolen base, and there will be an error on Paulino.
9th error for the Pirates in 7 games against the Cubs. The first on the season for Ronnie Paulino. He'd been doing a decent job throwing out potential base stealers, but this time the ball just gets loose in his hand. He never gets a good grip on it and airmails it into center field.
So they have now tied the Texas Rangers for the most errors in the major leagues. That's their 39th of the year. One and one on the former Pirate, Aramis Ramirez. It's knocked down by Paulino. You alluded to Doumit being out. That's a big, big loss for the Pirates. He was hitting .350, and he's going to be out at least a month. The 2-1 pitch to third. The throw's going to go to first as Terrio crosses the plate. Minkiewicz over to LaRoche. It's an RBI ground out for Ramirez. 2 down in the inning, and it's 2-0 Cubs.
See the 08 numbers against the Pirates this year. Just gaudy numbers for Terrio, Ramirez, Soto, and Johnson. I'll tell you, Len, we haven't seen the Cubs run much this year, but it seems like in the situations that they do, more often than not, it pays off in a run. Ryan Terrio attempting to steal second base, went to third on the throwing error and scored on a routine ground out to third base.
Deep drive to left. Soto's gone yard. 3-0. That's his 8th. So they have jumped all over Tom Gorzoloni again.
Well, that's on a tee for Gio, up and out over the plate where he can extend his arms. Nice quick swing, a lot of wrists at the end of that swing. Gets great carry on that line drive home run to left field.
There was a time when Tom Gorzoloni, who's from Orland Park, enjoyed coming to Wrigley Field. He had pitched well here early in his career, but not this season. Came in with a 25.20 earned run average in 2 starts against the Cubs here in 2008, and he's already given up 3. He's in a tough spot, Bob, because he's walked so many guys this year. Now 30 on the season in just over 35 innings. But he's given up 2 home runs.
Damned if you do, damned if you don't. If you throw it over the plate, it gets whacked into the bleachers. If you try to nibble the edges of the zone, you walk guys.
Cedeno hits that ball foul. Missed it by about a foot down the left field line.
Gorzolani's last time out against the Cubs, he only gave up a home run to Derek Lee. A lot of base hits accounted for the runs. Giovanni Soto hits the second one in the inning. Our Southwest, how far did it fly? 373 feet.
You really like the Cubs giving their starter, Sean Gallagher, some good cushion here in the first inning as he looks for his first major league win.
Well, this is something Ronnie has shown an amazing ability to do this year. Foul off pitches once he gets to that 2-strike count, waste those pitchers' pitches around the edge of the zone, and eventually, if that guy makes a mistake, he's made him pay.
Another foul. Still 2-2. Sean's dad was scheduled to fly in last night from Florida to catch his start today. In the air to right, it's Xavier Nady to make the play. First pitch of the bottom of the first, left the park is Alfonso Soriano. Hit his 7th home run of the year. Number 4 on the homestand. A little later, Soto with a blast. Cubs scored 3 times in the first.
You sure about this?
Definitely, it's my treat.
Yeah, all right. I'll just have a little something.
Whatever you want, Grandpa. As much as you want, please.
Okay.
Try Olive Garden stuffed rigatonis filled with 5 Italian cheeses like mozzarella and Parmesan. Try new rigatoni with shrimp and creamy tomato Parmesan sauce, or rigatoni with sausage and tomato Alfredo, starting at $9.95, plus endless salad and breadsticks.
Thank you. Where'd you learn to be so generous?
I guess it runs in the family.
Olive Garden. When you're here, you're family.
Nice finger. A wart could get used to this. Liquid wart remover. That's all you got? That could take weeks to treat me.
Did it get cold?
Dr. Scholl's Freeze Away removes warts fast with as little as 1 treatment.
You'll miss me.
Dr. Scholl's Freeze Away.
Right now on Expedia, save up to 30% on all kinds of summer adventures. And not just the run for your life kind. It's the Expedia Summer of Adventure sale with up to 30% off hotels, cars, cruises, and more. And if you're really feeling adventurous, play the Expedia Quest for the Golden Suitcase. You could win the ultimate grand prize. 2 exciting Indiana Jones-inspired adventures. Go with confidence. Expedia.com.
So apparently a hotel washed their linens in the new lavender lilac scent from Gain to help their guests relax a little. I guess with Gain's lavender lilac scent, relaxing moments can be awkward moments too. New Gain Lavender Lilac Moment Detergent. Could you use a moment?
Funniest Pets and People, today at 6 Eastern on Superstation WGN.
There's a great look westward down Waveland. Huge crowd here at Wrigley Field. Soriano was serenaded by the bleacher fans out in left after another leadoff home run.
I think we warned the fans early in the season last year. We may as go ahead and warn them again. Don't get here late. You want to see Alfonso Soriano's first at bat of the ball game.
Got the flip downs. This park always looks great, but on a day like this, it is just spectacular. As Nady draws the leadoff walk, Ivy's almost all the way in. There's a buzz in and around the ballpark. The team's in first place. And the weekend has started early for about 40,000 plus. Better hurry.
Soriano did what?
Doug Minkiewicz, a first baseman by trade, but he's gotten some starts at third, and that's where he is today. And he pulls it foul. He had a big afternoon in St. Louis on Thursday, 3 for 3 with a double, 2 walks, and 3 runs. His average in one day went up from 196 to 237.
And he's done a nice job defensively no matter where John Russell puts him on the field. Only 1 error on the season. He has played some third base earlier in his career, but certainly somewhat of a strange position to him at this stage of his career.
And I have to tell you, Bob, over the last 2 years or so when we've seen Doug Minkiewicz, I haven't had to look up how his last name is spelled. The key is you have I-E twice.
Right.
That's the whole key to his name. M-I-E-N-T-K and then I-E again, W-I-C-Z. At one time I just wrote M-I-N-T-K-A-Y-V-I-C-H, Minkiewicz.
Phonetically, that's right. I just call him A16. How you doing? Or the Pirates' third baseman. Much like Lou referred to Kosuke Fukudome most of the winter as my new Japanese right fielder.
The kid in right.
Yeah.
Off the end of the bat, nice play by Gallagher. The throw's going to go to second. Terrio had to locate the bag, so they only get 1.
I believe that's because Ryan Terrio was coming in anticipation of making a play on that ground ball if it got past Sean Gallagher. From our Southwest RoboCam, little cue shot off the end of the bat. Terrio had started in to field the ground ball, then had to retreat and find the bag to get the force out at second base. No chance to turn 2.
And Minkiewicz takes over for Nady at first after the fielder's choice. And here's the catcher, Ronnie Paulino. Sean Gallagher is only 22 years old. He's listed at 6'2", 235 pounds. He lost a lot of weight in the offseason. He looks like he's under 235.
Then we talked about Ryan Doman being out with the broken left thumb, probably miss at least a month, and Paulino figures to get the bulk of the catching time. Could be problematic for the Pirates. I mean, Doman and Paulino both are considered offensive catchers. Neither one of them is a strong defender, whether either blocking the balls or throwing behind the plate. So they're going to have to hit a ton between them to make up for some of the defensive lapses they're going to have this year.
Doman was batting cleanup. That's how good he was offensively and how important he was to this Pirates offense. We told you they don't run a lot. If you look at their entire lineup today, only McLeod and Bay have more than one stolen base. And Kavich hasn't even attempted one this year. A rainbow to center, no problem for Reed Johnson. Reed might get 3 straight starts because the Pirates have 4 left-handed starters and 3 of them will start this weekend. We saw Jim Edmonds yesterday in his Cubs debut. The Cubs beat the Padres 4-0, and Jim was 1 for 4. He had a lot of chances with runners on base. He was cheered early and he was booed late.
Especially the strikeout with the bases loaded against a tough left-handed pitcher. And I said it at the time, that's a situation that he may not find himself in very often. He was brought here to face right-handed pitchers. I think perhaps Lou was just trying to give him an opportunity to make a big splash in his debut here with the Cubs. And unfortunately, it didn't work out that way for Jim Edmonds. But
they were ready in the Bud Light bleachers yesterday for Jim Edmonds, who was signed Wednesday night, about a week after his last game with the San Diego Padres. And off to a slow start. Had a calf injury. And the Cubs are just taking a flyer on Jim Edmonds. Felix PA going back to AAA Iowa to continue to work on his hitting. And the Cubs looked at it as a no-risk proposition. It's going to cost the team under $300,000 because they only have to pay him the prorated minimum.
And no tough chances in center field. A few routine fly balls that he made the play on without problem. Says he feels much better than he did early in the season with San Diego. Scott Air, look out. Somebody send him to the bullpen.
What a day for Ryan Dempster yesterday. Went into the 9th. He and Kerry Wood combined on the shutout. Thanks to pitching coach Larry Rothschild for sitting down with us on the leadoff man. Larry gets a little superstitious when we ask him to do a leadoff man interview because it's a lot of times when there are a lot of things to talk about. We didn't even get into the bullpen. Cubs bullpen over the last 12 with a 1.39 ERA. What were your superstitions? I know the Randy Johnson perfect game. You ended up leaning up against the bat rack, right? The entire night.
Knocking on the same bat knob before every pitch, which got a little tiring and a little sore for my knuckles. I don't have any specific superstitions, or didn't have any as a manager. It kind of depended on what was going on a given day. The drive to the ballpark was different. If we happened to lose a ball game, I had to take a different route than I took the day before. Sundays, I always took a specific route to go by a Catholic church on my way to the ballpark and wave on my way past. Never drove down 15th Street to Bank One Ballpark when we played the Padres because Bruce Bochy wore number 15.
Are you serious?
Yeah. You know, but once I got to the ballpark, I didn't really have much, and I didn't dwell on it. It was just when I had plenty of time to think, driving in the car by yourself on the way to the ballpark, I came up with some goofy things.
But you were number 15.
Yeah.
So wouldn't have that canceled it out?
The visiting team trumps the home team when it comes to superstition, so you got to be careful.
Forgot that page in the book. 2-2 on Bixler. Hits a ground ball to the left side. Barehanded play by Ramirez. Safe.
Couldn't do any more. That's just the speed of Brian Bixler getting down that first baseline. Ramirez with a fine barehanded play and throw on the move right on the money to D. Lee. But Bixler really got out of that box in a hurry. Little topper. That's as good as you can do it. That's such a tough play. First of all, just to catch the ball and then to try to find some seams so you can make an accurate throw. And Ramirez does that in that short period of time. From the time he picks up the baseball till the time he throws it, he tries to spin the ball in his hand and find some seams so you make sure to make an accurate throw.
Tom Gorzolani is trying to help his own cause. Lou addressed the pitchers hitting. He was asked about his own pitchers, in particular Carlos Zambrano today. As Johnson will head back, and he makes a catch. More on that coming up. The Cubs are scouting a little bit differently now because they've given up some hits to the other team's pitchers. The Pirates lead 2. It's 3-0 Cubs.
It there in time, yes. There's a drive. Out of here. Oh, baby. Here he comes. Save. And this ball game is over. Unbelievable.
Justice Room, wall-to-wall in teal.
Exactly. And, you know, if you got a little extra carpet lying around, there might be a little something extra. For you, honey.
I'll see what I have.
Hey, you're home early. What do you think?
Endless refreshment from start to finish. Bud Light keeps it coming.
Very easy, honey.
For me personally, my allergies, I mean, I cannot touch my eyes. They itch. If I start itching my eyes, scratching them, it's over with. Well, I use Claritin to relieve my allergy symptoms. The greatest thing about Claritin is that it keeps me focused and I don't get drowsy. Live Claritin Clear.
It's okay to be yourself. It's okay to be yourself because you are you. It's okay to be yourself. It's okay to release your powerful power. 'Cause it feels good.
American Idol Rewind, Sunday night at 8 Eastern on Superstation WGN.
Cubs 3, Pirates nothing. We get into the bottom of the second. DeRosa, Johnson, and Gallagher. Carlos Zambrano available off the bench today because the Cubs are stocked with left-handed hitters. The Pirates have a bunch of lefties, 3 of them in their bullpen. So while Zambrano's not on the extras card, he would be available from either side of the plate, but might be needed from the right side. As DeRosa finds some ground out in left center, McLeod will cut it off. He'll throw it back in. DeRosa racing to second, head first dive. He's in. That first pitch of the inning has been a good one for the Cubs. A home run in the first, a double here in the second.
We're looking at Tom Gorzolani's charts from previous starts this year. He worked the ball in and out quite a bit, especially to right-handed hitters. But today, every fastball he's thrown has been away, outside, over the plate where the Cubs hitters could extend their arms. And DeRosa, the latest hitter to take advantage of that fastball out over the plate.
Here's the 8-hitter Reed Johnson. And Kavich in at third base, popped foul. The conversation started with the Cubs pitchers hitting, and Lou then alluded to the fact that the advanced scouting now has been tweaked just a little bit. The Cubs want more detailed reports on other teams' pitchers and how they hit. Do they go after first pitch strikes? Are they fastball hitters? I looked it up, and the number 9 hitter is hitting .225 for the other team. That's a little bit too high.
Yeah, that's way too high for that pitcher spot. Of course, sometimes it will be a position player as part of a double switch that'll end up in that 9 spot.
Rolled in the left base hit. It was almost hit too hard for DeRosa to score. So they're at the corners, and here comes the Cubs pitcher, Sean Gallagher.
Well, I think that's highly advisable. I mean, most pitchers are not going to hurt you too bad with the bat as long as you make good pitches on them. But We're seeing more and more pitching staffs have a couple or three guys in the rotation, maybe even a guy out of the bullpen who's capable of swinging the bat, used as a pinch hitter from time to time. And I tell you, those are some key at bats.
Gallagher 0 for 1 with one sacrifice, already showing bunt. Throw's going to go to first base.
And once again, we talked about this in yesterday's ball game. In this first and third obvious sacrifice bunt situation, you're really just trying to move Reed Johnson from first to second and take the out at first base. But if it happens to be a perfect bunt and DeRosa gets a good read, then you play it like a safety squeeze.
Popped it up, but nobody can get it.
Now popped up to that first base side. Fortunately, not high enough in the air for Paulino or Gorzolani to get over there and make a play. Sean Gallagher will have another opportunity here to get this bunt down.
One and one.
Good take right there in a bunt situation, especially pitchers who are asked to put down sacrifice bunts a lot more often than position players. Ideally, you put that bat at the top of your strike zone, and anything above that, you just pull the bat back and take the pitch because you know it's too high. Also, if you start with your bat at the top of the strike zone, you're more likely to bunt the top half of the ball, ensuring that that's going to go into fair territory on the ground.
1-1 to Gallagher. Gets the bunt down. Gorzolani picked it up with a bare hand. Sanchez covering first. It's a sacrifice. On Saturday, tomorrow, Sports Authority will host an equipment drive at 3 Chicagoland locations where fans can get autographs from current Cubs. Ryan Terrio will be at the Sports Authority store in Niles. Ryan Dempster at the Clark Street store in Chicago. Mark DeRosa at the LaSalle Street store downtown. All players will appear from 6 to 8 p.m. To get an autograph, please bring a used piece of baseball or softball equipment to benefit the Baseball Tomorrow Fund. For more information, call 773-404-CUBS. Soriano jumped on the first pitch again, and he fouled it off. Second and third with only one out. Is that Zim?
I can tell who it is from the back of his head. That's Don Zimmer. All right, Popeye.
In the air again for Soriano. Bay is already on the warning track. And it's in the basket. A 3-run shot. He's done it again. Soriano has now knocked in 4 today. That's a 3-run blast. I've run out of adjectives.
I'll tell you, you need oven mitts to high-five him right now. That is the hottest hitter on the planet. Oh, unbelievable.
Eight home runs on the year. 6-0 Cubs. Jason Bay just simply ran out of real estate.
Wasn't sure if he had enough because he hit it so high in the air, but once again a pitch down and out over the plate. I'm not so sure Soriano knew he got enough of it, but it drops right into the basket in left center field. Just above Nate McLouth, our Southwest. How far did it fly? 365 feet.
I think next time Lou can just let the pitcher swing away. You don't have to worry about sacrifice anything because Soriano's just going to hit a home run anyway. One fan went down into the basket. Grab that home run souvenir. Bases cleared for Ryan Theriot. And it's LaRoche in foul territory to make the catch. Well, we tried to get Don Zimmer to turn around. He did when he heard it off the bat of Soriano.
Now, there's no question about that sound, and somebody that's been around a baseball field as long as Don Zimmer recognizes that sound as well as anybody. Solid contact with a baseball. Pitch was down where Soriano likes it. Out over the plate a little bit where he could get extension. Beautiful thing.
Derek Lee goes deep to left center, but Nate McLouth will have room just in front of the warning track for the third out. All about Soriano, really the entire homestand. He has hit 2 home runs today. It's 6-0 after 2.
Sister Sister, weekdays at 5 Eastern on Superstation WGN.
Hi, we'd like 2 fudge brownie temptations.
Mom, just make it 1.
I'm surprised you wanted to share.
Actually, I don't.
Pardon me, ladies. This is compliments of the gentleman in the donkey shirt.
It's like shooting fish in a barrel.
Fall in love with the new fudge brownie temptation at Dairy Queen, topped with gooey fudge, moist brownie pieces, and whipped topping.
Week after week, you've had chicken, and chicken. No wonder you've come down with flavor amnesia. Think back to the last time you had a juicy Johnsonville brat. Remember how they sizzled on the grill? And that flavor, oh, that juicy Johnsonville flavor. It's all coming back.
Honey.
Memories are great.
Honey.
But there's nothing like the real thing.
Nice. I know.
Flavor up with Johnsonville brats.
When you eat Kashigo Lean for breakfast, you also have to swallow all these vitamins and minerals to get what you need every day. Or eat Total. Only Total has 100% daily value of 11 vital nutrients and delicious flakes with real cranberries and crunchy oat clusters. Total. Are you getting 100%?
Yep, no doubt about it. That is definitely pup music.
Funniest pets and people today at 6 Eastern on Superstation WGN.
Well, if you didn't come with your Soriano jersey, you can use the giveaway today, the drawstring bag.
Well, some lucky fan will be able to carry all the home run balls home in that tote bag. And you're going to need one at this rate. Fill it up.
Top of the order for the Pirates against Sean Gallagher, who can't really think about the score. He just has to continue to get outs. 1-1 on Freddie Sanchez. Another reminder, the 3 Cubs who will be at the Sports Authority, the 3 different locations around town. Again, the equipment drive will benefit the Baseball Tomorrow Fund. That'll be tomorrow evening from 6 until 8, when the players will appear. Ryan Theriot at the Niles Sports Authority, which, by the way, is at 7233 West Dempster. Ryan Dempster will be at the Clark Street Sports Authority on Clark Street, which makes sense. And Mark DeRosa at the LaSalle Street Sports Authority on LaSalle Street.
Well, a good opportunity for parents whose children have outgrown some of their sports equipment, some of those old aluminum bats laying out in the garage. That's well, give them to somebody and get some good use out of it. And you get to meet a Cub in the process.
A full count on Sanchez, and we'll do the payoff pitch again. This is the only intra-league game. And it's the only afternoon game in baseball. The rest of the schedule, sorry, that was something I ate as a small child, is outside. A leadoff walk is interleague the rest of the night. You have some rivalry matchups. The Mets and the Yankees will play in the Bronx this weekend. Cleveland and Cincinnati. Kansas City and Florida. That's a big natural rivalry. Sox and the Giants tonight here on WGN Sports. 9 o'clock from San Francisco.
Got the Nationals and the Orioles hooking up.
Soto chatting with Gallagher after missing on ball 1 to McLeod. And every year when we get into interleague play, the discussion comes up. Do you like it? Should it continue? It's different here. Cubs and Sox is a big deal. But if you're a fan of a team that doesn't really have the natural rival, I don't know how excited fans in Minnesota are. Twins and Rockies, or vice versa, or the Rays and the Cardinals this weekend.
Well, I think because of the attendance in the past during interleague play, the fans have voted that they like it. And if the fans like it, I don't think we're going to see it go away anytime soon. You know, my one suggestion in the past has been, rather than play the designated hitter rule in the American League parks, play the DH in the National League parks and play National League rules in the American League parks so they can really see what the other league does.
Nice play by Derek Lee. The tag will be applied. They get 2. He stepped on first base. Sanchez actually with a pretty good maneuver. He tried to get back to first after the force out, but he really didn't have a lot of options.
Derek Lee handles this perfectly. That ball hit to his left, leading him right to the bag. And you're right about Freddie Sanchez. That is a heads-up play. You may not have been able to see all of it right there, but he turned and broke for second base. He realized that he was going to be easily out at second, so he slammed on the brakes, turned around, tried to sprint back to first before Terrio could make that relay throw back to D. Lee, but Ryan was right on the money, and Derek Lee with a good quick tag.
The 0-1 to Bay, and Giovanni lost his mask on that foul ball.
This caught the right corner. There's an extension on the right and left side of that catcher's mask to hopefully protect the ears and the temple area. Looked like that foul ball clipped that right side of the mask.
Terrio backpedaling, Soriano hustling in, but it'll be the shortstop to make the catch. Leadoff walk, no runs. Nice double play turn by Derek Lee and Ryan Terrio. All Cubs early, 6-0.
Dr. Scholl's massaging gel insoles with 2 different gels for softness and support are outrageously comfortable.
I'd rather walk anyway.
Are you gelling? Dr. Scholl's.
We wish you were an ideal day. We wish you were an ideal day. We wish you were an ideal day. And an awesome new fall.
It's Red Hot Deal Days at Verizon Wireless. Celebrate any way you know how. Get to Verizon Wireless and get up to 50% off phones made for messaging, like the BlackBerry Curve, the LG NV2, the Samsung Glide, or the Moto Q9M, now just $79.99. And they all come with America's most reliable wireless network, Verizon Wireless.
I'm 3 weeks into being a guy with diabetes. I feel much more focused about what's important. And what is important? My wife, my family, myself. The meter plays a critical role in my life because it gives me information.
One Touch, a simple way to check your blood sugar.
I have one child, a daughter, 4.5. I'm going to dance at her wedding, and I'm going to go to her 40th birthday party.
More power to you.
Right now on Expedia, save up to 30% on all kinds of summer adventures. And not just the run for your life kind. It's the Expedia Summer of Adventure sale with up to 30% off hotels, cars, cruises, and more. And if you're really feeling adventurous, play the Expedia Quest for the Golden Suitcase. You could win the ultimate grand prize. 2 exciting Indiana Jones-inspired adventures. Go with confidence. Expedia.com.
Scrubs, 7 nights a week at 11 Eastern on Superstation WGN.
Cubs are striving for a 7-1 start on this season-long 10-game homestand as Xavier Nady will camp underneath this Ramirez fly ball. 1 out.
2008 Chicago Cubs baseball on WGN Sports is brought to you by Bud Light Lime. The superior drinkability of Bud Light with a splash of 100% natural lime.
I'll have to try that. Looks good.
Again. Try it again.
So the Cubs have put the first pitch of the inning in play, all 3 against Gorzalani. Soriano's home run in the first, DeRosa's double in the second, and the Ramirez fly to right here in the 3rd inning. Giovanni's now 7 for 10 against Gorzalani after his first inning home run. Gorzalani has yet to make it out of the 3rd inning against the Cubs.
Well, there's that awkward swing from Giovanni Soto. We've seen that several times this season when the bottom hand comes off the bat. And usually right after he does that, he lays out a line drive somewhere. He had both hands on the bat on this swing. Back in the 1st inning, the 2nd home run of the inning after Soriano led off the game. Soto with a blast of his own into the bleachers in left field.
Look out. Crank foul. Glad everybody's smiling. Another 2-2. He's run it full. There's a changeup from Gorzalani. Cubs have just pounded the Pirates here in 2008. There's a 1-out walk. Including today, they have outscored the Pirates 58-24. And of the 58 runs, Tom Gorzalani has allowed 20. And this is his 3rd start this year against the Cubs.
I mean, that's almost getting to the point where if you're John Russell, you have to seriously think about skipping his spot in the rotation if it rolls around and requires Gorzalani to face the Cubs again in the future.
Just to give you some perspective on that, former Cub Gary Varsho, the bench coach there on the left. Carlos Zambrano's made 9 starts. On the entire year, he's given up 14 runs in 62 innings.
Well, it's not unprecedented for a team to skip a pitcher if he's had real tough luck against an opponent in the past. I remember specifically Dave LaPointe, who pitched for the St. Louis Cardinals a large portion of his career, came to the Giants, and he just never pitched here at Wrigley Field. Well, he did, but such bad results that at some point they said, let's not tempt fate anymore. We're just going to skip your spot when we go to Chicago, and we'll get you back in there when we go back home.
The 0-2 to Cedeno. There's a swinging bunt. Paulino didn't even take off his mask. Now, he has that hockey style mask, so it's not as easy to rip it off like the old style.
Yeah, it's a little tougher to take the mask off, but more importantly, most catchers that use that hockey style mask will tell you they don't need to take it off. The visibility is so good. You can see to the sides, you can see down much better than with the old school mask. Paulino makes it a fairly routine play.
Pretty aerodynamic look.
Yeah. Every time I see that Pirates catcher's gear, I think of John Belushi and the Bees on Saturday Night Live. All he needs is those little dangly things on top of his head, the antenna.
Antenna, yeah. 2 strikes on Mark DeRosa. He's hitting 7th. And playing right for Fukudome, who was originally slated to get Sunday off. But he got in the lineup when Randy Johnson was scratched, so Lou gives him today off. And with the Cubs leading 6-0, we might not see Fukudome even as a pinch hitter later. I'd like to give a guy like him the full day off if you can, because it's rare that a guy like Kosuke would get any sort of rest at all.
Plus the preparation that we see Kosuke go through on a daily basis. He's got a very detailed routine that he likes to go through leading up to game time, and obviously wouldn't have the luxury of doing that same routine if he came off the bench as a defensive replacement or a pinch hitter.
Home team with 3 in the first, 3 more in the second. Alfonso Soriano already has 2 home runs. Golfed into right center. And McLouth with the over-the-shoulder catch. That ends the inning. First time the Cubs haven't scored. They lead 6-0.
Introducing Bud Light Lime. The superior drinkability of Bud Light with a splash of 100% natural lime flavor.
At the Turtle Wax Ice Ultimate Detailing Challenge, it was no contest. No effort, no white residue. And when it comes to trim, seams, plastic, and rubber, no problem. Turtle Wax Ice Car Polish. Welcome to the Ice Age.
So apparently a hotel washed their linens in the new lavender lilac scent from Gain to help their guests relax a little. I guess with Gain's lavender lilac scent, relaxing moments can be awkward moments too. New Gain Lavender Lilac Moment Detergent. Could you use a moment?
Switch to Valvoline's Max Life, and there's no telling how long your car will keep going. Max Life not only protects against friction, but also leaks, deposits, and sludge, the 4 major causes of high-mileage engine breakdown. Drive it forever.
Introducing Bud Light Lime. The superior drinkability of Bud Light with a splash of 100% natural lime flavor.
Now today's AT&T text poll question. With the season nearing the quarter pole, we ask you the biggest surprise so far with the 2008 Chicago Cubs. You can text to 97999. A for Ronnie Cedeno coming in at 339. Giovanni Soto 30 RBIs and leads the team. Text C for Ryan Dempster beginning the year 5-1. Or D, Jim Edmonds is a Chicago Cub. Again, text to 97999 as Adam LaRoche lines out to former Braves teammate Mark DeRosa.
You have a favorite on that list?
Yes.
I do too.
I hate to give it away because we don't want to influence the vote.
Sure we do.
All right, go ahead.
Well, the Edmonds thing, you know, that happens in baseball. That's not a huge surprise. I fully expected Giovanni Soto to be a contributing member of this offense. Ryan Dempster has shown the ability to be a good starting pitcher in the past, maybe exceeding expectations a little bit. From 3, Ronnie Cedeno is the biggest surprise. Hadn't really shown a huge inclination to be a good offensive player in his past tryouts up here at the major league level, but has really looked good swinging the bat this year.
All right, you talked me into it.
Of course, that's just me. And rarely will I not vote for a catcher if given an opportunity, but I think Ronnie deserves that one.
1-2 on Nady with Minkiewicz on deck. The pitch off the plate inside. Pirates hitting coach Don Long. You can see just the remnants of that scar on the left side of his face. Broken bat hit him. I think McLeod was the guy who ended up with the hit as Nady strikes out. We mentioned that, Bob, because I saw an item where Major League Baseball is investigating maple bats.
Wow, that didn't take long. Jeez.
I don't know what they'll determine. I don't know if they know where this thing will go, if you have to make some sort of restrictions, if they would end up banning maple bats, but they have been exploding at very dangerous rates.
And it's not so much the number of broken bats, it's just inevitably, you know, at some point in the future somebody is going to be seriously injured with that sharp end of a broken bat whirly birding up into the stands or into a dugout. Very dangerous situation right now. I mean, some people have said maybe make a minimum size for the bat handles. A lot of people feel that's the problem. The bat handles are so thin, the barrels are so big and heavy that the laws of physics just say that when you meet the ball with a bat that's built that way, the handle is going to break. That has really changed over time, going back to Ron Santos' days and before, to my days in the game, to nowadays. The handles just get thinner and thinner.
Rosa went in a half step. Now he goes back. Plenty of time, plenty of room. 1-2-3 go the Pirates for the first time.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the Chicago Cubs and may not be reproduced nor retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Chicago Cubs.
You didn't randomly upload. What was that?
It's nothing.
Yeah.
Every sip gets you closer to clothing, vacations, millions of songs from Amazon MP3 and more. Sign up at PepsiStuff.com.
Get Pepsi Stuff points on specially marked Pepsi or Diet Pepsi 24-ounce 6-packs for a free Amazon MP3 music download.
We wish you were an ideal day. We wish you were an ideal day. We wish you were an ideal day. And an awesome new fall.
It's Red Hot Deal Days at Verizon Wireless. Celebrate any way you know how. Get to Verizon Wireless and get up to 50% off phones made for messaging, like the BlackBerry Curve, the LG NV2, the Samsung Glide, or the Moto Q9M, now just $79.99. And they all come with America's most reliable wireless network, Verizon Wireless.
Yes, 2 Southern-style chicken biscuits.
McDonald's has chicken for breakfast now?
You heard right.
Oh, that reminds me of my Nana's kitchen when she made me chicken biscuits. She'd break out the pans, all the seasonings.
Mickey D's Southern-style chicken biscuits.
Chicken biscuits for breakfast. This biscuit tastes homemade.
And the chicken is so juicy.
And seasoned just right. Is that Nana?
Cubs fans, don't forget to check out our WGN baseball blog up on WGNTV.com. Click on the sports link. Look for Len and Bob's baseball blog. On the blog today, I have some notes from Lou Pinella's pregame remarks. Game notes from our friends at Stats. If you missed Ryan Dempster's post-game comments from yesterday, that's posted. And Jim Edmonds' first comments as a Chicago Cub. Once again, WGNTV.com. Click on sports. Look for the link to Len and Bob's blog and our current podcast as well. Two strikes on Reed Johnson. The 0-2 is a little bit outside. You're also on the blog. Over on the right side, you'll see 7th inning stretch if you'd like to see some of the more memorable 7th inning stretch renditions as Johnson strikes out. That's the first one for Gorzalani. And there's a new Len and Bob's podcast available on WGNTV.com. Not from there. We haven't been at our new podcast studios for a couple of weeks. They're still doing some final touch-ups on the paint and everything. But you can go to WGNTV.com, click on sports, look for the link to Len and Bob's podcast. Great day to be outside on top of the penthouse.
I think the holdup at the studio is they're trying to reinforce the walls of the actual studio itself. The plutonium that's required to drive the machinery that is the podcast tends to leak through the walls, so they're adding an extra couple inches of lead lining, and that should be done shortly.
Lead and plutonium?
Yeah.
Be careful with that. Swing and the miss. Gallagher, the second consecutive strikeout victim of Gorzalani. Here comes Alfonso again.
The fielder, Alfonso Soriano.
Last year at this time he had a higher batting average, 301, but just 4 home runs and 8 RBIs. Right now 8 home runs, 22 RBIs, and his .270 average. The batting average has gone up 13 points today. What a homestand he's had. We've said it before. We'll say it again. The track record says Alfonso will have streaks like this where you cannot get him out. And you hope these continue a long time, but he'll have streaks where he goes 1 for 15 with 8 strikeouts. It's inevitable, and you just have to kind of ride that wave.
We talked about it the other day. You just look at last season's stats. He had 0 home runs in March and April last year. He had 4 in May, 11 in June when he hit .336, then 3 in July, 1 in August when he was injured a lot of the time, and then rebounded to hit 14 in the last month of the season. And that has pretty much, as you said, been the history of his career. When he's hot, he's as hot as any player in baseball, and when he cools off, he needs some help from his teammates.
Swing and the miss to end the inning. Gorzalani trying to settle in, but it might be too late. It's still early, but it's 6-0 Cubs.
Bud Light is brewed to give you everything you want in a beer. Never-ending refreshment, superior drinkability, and now the power to turn into a cute little doggy.
Watch and learn. Hey, cutie.
Are you lost?
Yeah, and I need a bath.
I just want to take you home with me. But first we'd have to get you fixed.
Dude, trouble.
Power to turn into a cute little doggy no longer available in Bud Light.
No.
The superior drinkability, however, remains.
Bud Light keeps it coming.
Okay, forget the bath. I'm good.
Right now on Expedia, save up to 30% on all kinds of summer adventures. And not just the run for your life kind. It's the Expedia Summer of Adventure sale with up to 30% off hotels, cars, cruises, and more. And if you're really feeling adventurous, play the Expedia Quest for the Golden Suitcase. You could win the ultimate grand prize. 2 exciting Indiana Jones-inspired adventures. Go with confidence. Expedia.com.
Tired of another sleepless night? For help falling asleep and staying asleep, there's 2-layer Ambien CR. The first layer helps you fall asleep fast, but unlike other sleep aids, there's a second layer that helps you stay asleep. Until you know how Ambien CR will affect you, you shouldn't drive or operate machinery. Be sure you're able to devote 7 to 8 hours to sleep before being active again. Sleepwalking and eating or driving while not fully awake with amnesia for the event have been reported. In rare cases, sleep aids may cause severe allergic reactions, such as swelling of your tongue or throat or shortness of breath. If you experience any of these behaviors or reactions, contact your doctor immediately. Side effects may include next-day drowsiness, dizziness, and headache. It's non-narcotic and can be taken for as long as your prescriber recommends. However, like most sleep aids, it has some risk of dependency. Don't take it with alcohol. Ask your prescriber about Ambien CR for a good night's sleep from start to finish.
Sean Gallagher is shooting for his first major league victory. Put up some zeros here through 4. One strike on the Pirate catcher Ronnie Paulino. Base hit into left. Both hits have come from the bottom of the order. Bixler in the 2nd, and now Paulino here in the 5th. Time to have a ball with our friends at the Illinois Lottery. Young Cubs fan cheering on her team, and she waved that flag and waved it and kept waving it and then waved it some more.
Boy, she is persistent. Boy, the energy you have as a child, huh?
That's today's Have a Ball, thanks to the Illinois Lottery. This is where Gallagher ran into some trouble in his first start on Sunday, the 5th inning. Bixler pops it up, and Cedeno with a nice catch, waist high.
Pop-up priority drill, one of the first fundamental drills you go over in spring training. Certain areas of the field, one position has priority over another. Derek Lee went after that ball till he heard Ronnie Cedeno call him off. If Cedeno heard DeMarc DeRosa, then he would give way. But Ronnie makes a nice running catch into foul territory. We've seen that little girl waving the flag, Len. Brings us to our quote of the day from Casey Stengel, the Hall of Fame manager, who said the trick is growing up without growing old.
That's a keeper.
Yep. Then he took off his hat and a bird flew away.
I've got a good story about growing up but not growing old. I don't know if this means Ken Griffey Jr. has grown up or not. Did you see the story where he owed his teammate Josh Fogg $1,500?
I did see this.
And he paid him back in pennies. 150,000 pennies. So they brought in 60 boxes, each weighing 16 pounds. Ooh. Each box was worth $25. I didn't see why he owed him $1,500.
Well, they wouldn't fess up as to what the bet was, but I assure you that one is not done yet. That's one of those pranks that goes back and forth all summer long.
No $1,500 is $1,500. Two strikes on the pitcher. Gorzaloni's trying to move the runner up. Popped up the bunt, and that's a strikeout. While we have a moment, let's step aside and see what's coming up on WGN.
It's spontaneous, hilarious, and uproarious. Tom Bergeron hosts America's Funniest Home Videos, weeknights at 7 Eastern on the Superstation.
Freddie Sanchez is grounded out and walked. Well, if Sean Gallagher continues to pitch well today, and then assuming he gets another start, pitches well in that outing, he'll probably stay in the Cubs rotation. But Lou, in looking at his staff and the fact that he has 6 right-handers in his bullpen, he'd like at some point another lefty in the rotation. And DeRosa, did he catch it? He tumbles up against the wall, made the grab. What a play by DeRosa. That ball took off on him at the last second. Finally, the out call made by Jim Wolf. And now Gallagher can qualify for his first major league win.
And that one got up into that wind. DeRosa had to stay with it. A nice leaping running catch, spins into the wall. Wow.
Take me out to Esurance. Take me to Savings Online. Auto insurance that's hassle-free. When you buy it instantly, let me quote. Buy quick at Esurance. If you don't save, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, $300 you could save with the Esurance name.
Save time and money on your auto insurance at Esurance.
Today's sun feels more powerful, but this dermaphoto shows the hidden damage under my skin. So now I use this Coppertone Sport Spray. It protects you from the most damaging rays across 100% of the UVA UVB spectrum.
The best Coppertone protection from today's sun.
Can you have a beautiful lawn and use less water? Actually, yes, thanks to Scott's Turf Builder Water Smart formula. A lawn fed the Water Smart way grows healthier roots that use water more efficiently. So your lawn needs less, saving you thousands of gallons a year. Smart. Scott's Turf Builder. Feed the lawn. Water Smart.
At the Turtle Wax Ice Ultimate Detailing Challenge, it's what's inside that counts. Turtle Wax Ice Total Interior Care. It cleans, conditions, and protects every surface inside your car. Vinyl, leather, plastic. It even removes tough stains from carpet and upholstery. With no artificial shine, no messy overspray, and no greasy residue. There's a new player in town. Turtle Wax Ice Total Interior Care. Welcome to the Ice Age. It's the ultimate detailing system from the world's leader in car care. Turtle Wax Ice.
Funny as Pets and People, weekdays at 6 Eastern on Superstation WGN.
I don't think Mark DeRosa thought he was going to have to make a highlight reel catch out and right, but he did. We haven't seen the wind blow in this particular direction very often this year. Right now blowing straight out to center, but it has been blowing out to right.
Well, that's a scary feeling. I mean, maybe not for Mark DeRosa or somebody who plays a lot of outfield, but the limited amount of outfield playing time I had, when you think you have a bead on the ball, you know where it's going to come down, and gets caught in a gust of wind and carries a little bit further than you expect. Heart starts beating about 100 miles an hour.
Ryan Theriot goes out toward the gap. Long run from McLeod. He's not going to get there in time. Theriot might be thinking 3. Nope, he's going to hold it 2. That's a double. Well, got past the cutoff man.
Well, with that DeRosa catch that we saw to end that top half of the 5th inning, it looked like he had a bead on it right off the bat. He started cruising over where he thought the ball was going to be, then goes back a little faster, and at the last instant realized that ball was going to get over his head, but he's able to extend, catch that ball right up in the webbing of the glove, and crash into that ivy-covered wall.
That was a nice roll at the end to avoid crashing into the wall. Knowing Mark like we do, he will be rather self-deprecating when talking about that after the ballgame.
He'll probably tell you a good outfielder would have camped under it and made it a routine catch, but you're right. He does everything well on the field. Even when he misjudges a fly ball, he's able to recover and still make a great catch.
Happy 70th birthday to Chuck Bennett. Great day to celebrate your 70th. Or any birthday for that matter. Hey, Cubs fans, we want to remind you that you can get official Cubs text and video alerts on your mobile phone. Text Get Cubs to 65246. Lee has hit a lot of fly balls lately. This time a ground ball right on cue, right? So he flied out to center twice in his first 2 at-bats. Grounds out to Mankiewicz. More text updates. Another look at our AT&T text poll question. It's your last opportunity to vote for the Cubs' biggest surprise so far this season. Poll brought to you by the new AT&T. See what's new at the new AT&T. Visit att.com for details. Giovanni Soto jersey pretty popular these days. Seeing a lot of Kosuke Fukudome #1 jerseys, Soriano 12, Sandberg, Santo. Estrada. Might be a personalized jersey.
Yeah.
I see a Greg Maddux 31. A Larry Rothschild jersey spotted in the seats.
Yeah, that's Larry though. Doesn't count.
The Noffo. That's a big seller. As Harry would say, of course, backwards, off on.
Off on.
Oh, 0-2 pitch, and Ramirez able to hold up. That had to be neat as a player when you saw a Brenly #15 jersey.
That was, you know, one of the first real thrills after the phone call itself when you're informed that your services are requested at the major league level. But walking into that clubhouse and seeing those bright white home uniforms with your name across the back, I'll tell you, it just doesn't get much better than that. And back in those days, I mean, in high school you didn't have your name on your jersey. In college you didn't have your name on your jersey. Even in the minor leagues we didn't have our names on the jersey. So that was the first time I really saw my name on the back of a uniform. What a thrill.
Aramis knows about that carom. He just hit a foul ball and it shot right back off the bricks. He tried to score yesterday on a bad pitch from Greg Maddux that went off the glove of the catcher. Ramirez tried to score. It hit right off the bricks, came back, and Aramis was out by about 4 steps. The 2-2 pitch. He'll do it again.
Ronnie Paulino is going to take a quick trip out to the mound to talk to Gorzelani, not because of anything Tom Gorzelani did, just to give Phil Cuzzi an opportunity to regroup behind home plate.
I mentioned this yesterday. There are several umpires who are currently out with head and neck injuries. We've seen a lot of foul balls. Kerwin Danley in particular was felled in Los Angeles recently. One of those umpires are pretty exposed back there along with the catchers.
Especially as you can see Phil Cuzzi bending over to get into position and then pulling his head up so that he can see the strike zone and see the pitch. Very vulnerable position when you get that foul tip right off the mask with your neck at that angle.
You know, and some may say go back to the balloon chest protectors, but that still doesn't help your head.
No.
And your neck. And that's the big issue. Long look by Gorzelani. Terrio the runner at second. 1 out in the inning. A 1 bouncer backing up Bixler is filling in for the injured Jack Wilson. Wilson might be back in time for that series next weekend when the Cubs will be in Pittsburgh. Wilson began a rehab assignment yesterday as a strained left calf. Strike 1 on Soto. Now it could be that there are more foul balls that are hitting umpires, but I think part of it, Bob, is that with the advancement in medical technology, terminology, what we know about concussions, that's the big one, and the cumulative effect of a concussion. And once you've suffered one, everyone after that, you really have to be careful.
Well, you're absolutely right. I mean, it's you got to have a home plate umpire. That's the way the game works. But just like with a catcher, you know it's part of the job going in. It doesn't make it any more palatable, but you know you're going to get whacked a lot.
Jason Bay's going to go back to the warning track. This ball was some good carry, but it's not going to go out. Soto bidding for his second home run. Comes up a little bit short. Cubs in command today. It's 6-0.
One absent-minded professor. One incredible discovery. Now it's Goo Gone Mad. Bobby, hit the deck.
This definitely has applications in the field of sports.
Robin Williams, Disney's Flubber.
Sunday at 11 on the Superstation.
You can settle down. You can fire it up. You can tune it in, but it's still not summer until you bring it out. Introducing Bud Light Lime. It's the superior drinkability of Bud Light with a splash of 100% natural lime flavor. One taste and you'll find the summer state of mind. It's in the lime. Bud Light Lime.
Last year, Expedia booked over 25 million trips worldwide. More trips than any other travel site. That gives you the power to get the best price. We guarantee it on each and every trip, including the one trip that really matters. Yours.
Go with confidence. Expedia.com.
Hi, we'd like 2 fudge brownie temptations.
Mom, just make it one.
I'm surprised you wanted to share.
Actually, I don't.
Pardon me, ladies. This is compliments of the gentleman in the donkey shirt.
It's like shooting fish in a barrel.
Fall in love with the new fudge brownie temptation at Dairy Queen, topped with gooey fudge, moist brownie pieces, and whipped topping.
Let's check out today's Honda Accord game summary. Visit your Honda dealer and test drive the all-new 268 horsepower Accord V6. Not much happening for the Pirates offense against rookie right-hander Sean Gallagher. Cubs offense started early. First pitch of the bottom of inning number 1, and Soriano with his 3rd leadoff home run in the last 4 days. He then hit a 3-run homer in the 2nd inning. In between, Giovanni Soto also in deep, so 3 home runs for the Cubs off left-hander Tom Gorzaloni.
Good offensive showing early in the ball game, and a solid start to this game by Sean Gallagher. Really on top of his game in the early going. Gave up a single back in the 2nd inning, an infield single in the 2nd, and Ronnie Paulino with a base hit in the last inning. That's been it.
.74-mile-an-hour curveball for strike 2. 1-2 on Nate McLouth, who's gotten off to a fantastic start. I guess it just got to the point where they couldn't leave him in the leadoff spot. But Freddie Sanchez ahead of him. He's hit 3rd as well. Just they wanted to have him have more opportunities to drive in runs. Not going to drive in a run here, but he's in scoring position, leading off the 6th. But having said that, the Cubs leadoff hitter has knocked in 4 today on 2 home runs.
After the first inning, it doesn't really make that much difference. That's just a middle of the plate fastball. McLouth pulls it back to right center field. The Cubs were shading him a little bit toward left center, and he perfectly splits that gap in right center. I'll tell you, Nate McLouth went into spring training in a full pitched battle for that job in center field with Chris Duffy before he was injured, and Niger Morgan, who came up at the end of the year last year and made a big impression. But McLouth has taken that job and run with it, to say the least.
The 1-0 pitch is inside on Bay, 2-0. Happy birthday wishes to Steve Strauss, big Cubs fan and owner of a local tavern here in the Wrigleyville neighborhood since the early 1980s.
They have taverns in Wrigleyville?
Yeah, just a few.
Yeah.
Missed again, 3-0. At the old school Pirates cap.
Every time I see that hat, I think of Willie Stargell. Pops. Those We Are Family Pirates teams of the late 70s.
Do you remember how the stars on the hats were acquired?
It was awards given by Willie Stargell. He was undeniably the captain of the team, and if somebody came up with a big play in the outfield like Mark DeRosa did earlier in the game, or a leadoff home run like Soriano did today, Pops would award you with a star. Well, that's one thing Sean Gallagher cannot afford to do, is put Pirate hitters on via the base on balls. With a comfortable lead in this ball game, your job is to throw the ball over the plate, try to force the Pirates hitters to put the ball in play, and let your defense work behind you.
It's only the second time today the Pirates have had 2 on. Bob Howery cranking it up in the Cubs pen. The relief staff has been tremendous here on this homestand. The pitch to Adam LaRoche. Curveball strike.
Well, that's been a good pitch for Sean Gallagher today. That first pitch curveball, especially to the left-handed hitters in this Pirates lineup. Just kind of rolls it up there, a get-ahead curveball, and then go to work.
Here comes the 0-1. Hit foul. In addition to his now 2 major league starts, Sean Gallagher has made 10 relief appearances. Going back to last year, as a minor leaguer, only 1 relief appearance, everything else as a starter. 89 games and 88 starts. And a stellar 2.77 career earned run average in the minors. He went into 2008 listed as the 5th best prospect in the entire Cubs organization, according to Baseball America. And on the hands, still 2 strikes.
You know, all those ratings are nice, and certainly it's great to be recognized for something you've accomplished at the minor league level, but the bottom line is getting to the big leagues and contributing. Doesn't matter where you are rated by various newspapers or media outlets. What matters is what you do on the field, and once you get that opportunity, you better be ready to take advantage of it.
Swing and a miss. That's a big strikeout for Sean. And many of the top prospects in each organization will get a chance at some point, but it's sticking in the major leagues. That's the, no pun intended, sticking point for a lot of guys.
There's an old saying in this game. It's let me see, I'm gonna get it right now. Getting to the big leagues is hard, but staying in the big leagues is harder. Because the incredible amount of advanced scouting, the obvious increase in the level of competition, and the fact that all those guys behind you are now the top prospects in the organization looking to come up and take your job. Yeah, big strikeout of Adam LaRoche now gives Sean Gallagher an opportunity to get out of this inning if he can get a ground ball to one of his infielders and turn a double play.
Great view from atop the scoreboard here at Wrigley Field. 6-0 in the 6th. Pirates threatening, base hit to right. McLouth's going to be sent by Tony Beasley. DeRosa's up with it, throw to the plate, a little tardy. And the Pirates are now on the board at 6-1.
You don't see Xavier Nady hit the ball this direction very often. That ball got right in on his knuckles. He just inside outed it into right field. Well, they may have a play at home plate, but Nate McLeod really turned on the Jets around third base and scores without a play at home plate.
Pirates occupying the second and third spots in the top 10 in the National League in RBIs. Nady now at 35, McLeod with 33. Lance Berkman can't be stopped. He hit another game-winning home run to beat the Giants yesterday. Astros are just a game and a half out. Berkman now with 15 home runs. We'll see the Astros coming up on the road trip, which starts Monday in Houston. And Kavich skies this one down along the right field line, and it will drop just behind the bullpen mound. Foul. That's the divot mark. Fell a couple of feet foul. We will have game 2 of the upcoming series in Houston at 7 o'clock Central Time Tuesday night. Francolis Osorio is up for the Pirates. He broke his bat. Let's see if they can turn 2, 4, 6, 3. Easily turned by Cedeno Ontario. And the inning is over. Couple of hits, a walk, and a run. It's now 6-1 Cubs.
Chicago Cubs baseball is brought to you by Pepsi. Every sip gets you closer.
Every sip gets you closer to Justin Timberlake MP3s.
Hey.
Hey to you. HD TVs, millions of songs from Amazon MP3 and more. Sign up at PepsiStuff.com.
Get Pepsi Stuff points on specially marked Pepsi or Diet Pepsi 24-ounce 6-packs for a free Amazon MP3 music download.
At the Ice Ultimate Detailing Challenge, it's what's inside that counts. Turtle Wax Ice Total Interior Care cleans, conditions, and protects vinyl, leather, and plastic with no artificial shine, no overspray, and no residue. Turtle Wax Ice Total Interior Care. Welcome to the Ice Age.
America's home for baseball. The Pittsburgh Pirates storm into the friendly confines of Wrigley Field. Pirates, Cubs, Friday at 2 on Superstation WGN. It's great to be home. Jack agrees to turn over secret technology.
Bring in Jack before he can hand over the component to the Chinese.
Next 24, Saturday at 12:30 a.m. Eastern.
Time for today's Bud Light Fan Cam as we inch our way towards summer on the north side of Chicago. One of the great bands that not a lot of people have heard of, Mysteries of Life with Early Summer. They're from Bloomington, Indiana. Ronnie Cedeno fouls back. That's today's Bud Light Fan Cam. Bud Light keeps it coming. 6-1 Cubs. Rosolani has settled down, but he gave up 3 in the first, 3 in the second. Popped him up. And Bixler makes a catch. A little more early summer. Or early Zimmer, as it were. Inside ball one on Mark DeRosa. Nothing like a Friday afternoon of Cubs baseball. Only game going on in the major leagues. You made a reference to that. Sorry, Bob, about how everybody's watching the Cubs. And he was talking about Felix PA. And if you want to know how to pitch a Cubs hitter, if you're in a clubhouse somewhere around the majors, you just turn on the Cubs game. Are you in on that? That everybody seems to know this team maybe a little better than other teams because they're always on television during the day.
Well, you know, in most of the major league clubhouses, especially the newer ones with plasma TVs in every corner, it's not unusual to see a different game on every tube. And you can do as much scouting as you'd like to do, but historically the Cubs have always been on in the middle of the afternoon. And I know from memory that's what I did every afternoon. Get to the ballpark, look at the advance reports of the team you were playing that night with the TV on up in the corner, and always had one ear and one eye on that too.
Fly ball deep the other way. Xavier Nady's back, and this ball's out. A home run. DeRosa with the Cubs' 4th home run. 7-1. That's his 4th of the year. And his first home run in just over a month. April 15th, the last time he left the yard.
Well, Mark DeRosa knows as well as anybody on the field right now how well the ball is carrying to right field. That circus catch he made out there on the warning track a couple of innings ago. It's a bat head on this pitch that was down and out away from him. Got it up in the air and rode it right out of here on that wind that's blowing pretty briskly out to right field right now.
So the Cubs get that run right back. Mark is powering up because he's playing right. We talk about that a lot. Nady has it. Curious to see how you voted on today's AT&T text poll question. Biggest surprise. Dempster 5-1 and Edmonds being a Cub tied for first. And how about this one? Carlos Zambrano's going to bat for Sean Gallagher. Getting a nice hand.
Geez, I thought Carlos might go up there and look at a pitch.
I felt the breeze on that swing. My goodness.
Nice job today by Sean Gallagher. I think he's earned another start or two.
And this is a Pirates club that has been scoring runs. They scored 11 times yesterday in St. Louis. But only one today. Right back to Gorzaloni. And the pinch hitter Zambrano is out. So Sean Gallagher will turn it over to the Cubs bullpen. They hopefully will preserve his first major league win. 7-1 Cubs.
One absent-minded professor. One incredible discovery. Robin Williams, Disney's Flubber.
Sunny at 11 on the Superstation.
It's about picking the perfect color or planning it. We can help you get it exactly how you want it. At the Ace Perfect Yard and Paint Sale, buy a set of 3 Malibu solar floodlights for just $19.99. Find a 3-piece Ace Garden tool set for only $12.99. Get a $5 mail-in rebate on every gallon of Ace Royal Paint, limit 10. Use your Ace Rewards card and earn points Wednesday through Monday at Ace.
The helpful place.
When you eat Kashigo Lean for breakfast, you also have to swallow all these vitamins and minerals to get what you need every day. Or eat Total. Only Total has 100% daily value of 11 vital nutrients and delicious flakes with real cranberries and crunchy oat clusters. Total. Are you getting 100%?
doing?
Chase called. Somebody was trying to use our card, but I took care of it.
Chase fraud alerts you can act on instantly. Protection matters. Chase what matters.
Mark DeRosa filling in right field today for Kosuke Fukudome. I tell you, Len, it's one thing to play multiple positions. It's another thing to play those positions so well that it doesn't distract from your offense. Mark DeRosa never worries about where he's at on the field defensively, and clubs his first home run in a month. Our Southwest, how far did it fly? 372 feet to the opposite field. And you can put a lot of guys out there at different positions, but they'll be grinding so hard over what they're supposed to do on every pitch that it would take away from their effectiveness when they get the bat in their hands. Not the case with DeRosa.
Into the bullpen now, it's right-hander Bob Howry. And he faces the bottom of the Pirates order. Paulino, Bixler, and then I have to think a pinch hitter for the pitcher Gorzaloni. Bob's 0-1 pitch, and it's caught by Terrio. The line shot by Paulino. One out.
Boy, the Riot has had to corral some tough line drives out there at shortstop during this homestand. We've seen him make a couple of nice plays to his right. This time goes to his left about 3 steps, makes a nice sliding catch on a rocket line drive off the bat of Paulino.
Topped to third. It's Ramirez to first. Let's hear from Larry Rothschild. I asked him about the importance of Bob Howry and Scott Air, who's now back off the disabled list, to this Cubs bullpen.
Well, they're important along with everybody else, but Bob, the last 2 years here, has been a huge factor in our bullpen, and Scotty, the second half of last year, threw the ball very well, so it's good to have him back, and the ball's coming out of his hand pretty easily, so it's good to see that, and hopefully that lasts. And you know, with those 2 guys added to the guys we have down there, it's you know, not Bobby added, but Bobby getting back to where he should be. That makes that bullpen pretty significant.
That's Larry Rothschild. Bob Howry has not given up an earned run over his last 4 appearances coming into action today. And he faces a pinch hitter for Gorzaloni. It's Chris Gomez. There's Pro Bowl linebacker Lance Briggs is getting set for a 7th inning stretch today.
Don't get nervous. It's all right.
Howry's 1-0 pitch fouled back. 1-1 on the veteran Gomez. Magic would not be the right word, but I was thinking, you know, the magic number of 7. I think Tom Gorzaloni would use a different adjective.
Yeah.
He has given up 7 runs against the Cubs in each of his 3 starts versus the Cubs this year. This was his best start of the 3 because he was able to get through 6.
Sure, John Russell doesn't appreciate the 7 runs, but he does appreciate the 6 innings that Gorzaloni was able to give him today. And I think the comments that Larry Rothschild had about Bob Howry and Scott Air, some of the predictable guys, at least guys you expect to be predictable in that bullpen. We talk about it offensively all the time. You pretty much know what to expect from Aramis Ramirez and Derek Lee. Their numbers are going to be somewhere around their career numbers by the end of the season, and having that assurance of at least a couple or 3 guys in your offensive lineup, it makes the entire lineup better. And the same thing goes for the bullpen. If you've got a couple guys that are very predictable, you know what you're going to get from them, it really sets up the rest of the bullpen.
2-out single. The inning is still alive. Sanchez will come up with Gomez now at first base. I'll Tell you, Bob, it's early still, I know, but when you talk about all-star possibilities, these guys get overlooked. But Carlos Marmol would be a guy I know an all-star manager would love to have in his bullpen. Terry Francona will manage the American League and Clint Hurdle the National League. The game will be July 15th at Yankee Stadium. Jim Leland and Joe Girardi have been invited to work on Terry Francona's staff. Clint Hurdle has asked Willie Randolph and Bud Black to join him as National League coaches. Final year of Yankee Stadium. That'll be quite an extravaganza. For the Midsummer Classic, the 79th All-Star game. Here's a 1-1 pitch hit foul to the right by Sanchez. Who were your coaches in 02?
Let's see, Jim Tracy from the Dodgers. I've known Jim for a long time. I thought it'd be a nice bonus for him. And also my first manager in the big leagues, Frank Robinson, who was managing the Nationals at the time. And of course, my entire coaching staff, that's kind of traditional. You take all your own coaches. I tried to take my whole team.
Why not? You don't know how many chances you're going to get,
you
right?
got that right. You know, you mentioned Carlos Marmol, and I took a lot of heat for taking Mike Remlinger in 02, but Mike Remlinger was having an awesome year as a late inning setup guy. And he was a left-hander at that time. He was getting lefties out. I thought it was a pretty easy decision. But it wasn't a name that people were used to seeing on the front page of their sports pages, and there were those out there who took their shots at me for taking Mike Remlinger, but I don't regret it for 1 minute.
We wouldn't mind another trip to Yankee Stadium. How about in the World Series this year? Cubs and the Yankees. Be a nice way to close up shop in the Bronx before they open their new park. Cubs actually don't care where they play in the American League and the World Series, just as long as they get there. Almost hit Sanchez, but he was able to avoid it at the last second. 2-2. Last time the Cubs were in the World Series, 1945, and I think at that time the other park in that World Series was called Briggs Stadium in Detroit. See, we tie it all together with Lance Briggs ready to sing the stretch. Was able to get the first 2 outs, no problem. And a single to Gomez. Sanchez bounced it off his foot or his leg. He has protection on that front shin/ankle area. Meanwhile, Lance Briggs is bouncing off the walls up here. You doing okay, Lance? We'll get there.
If you feel the urge to blitz, go that direction, okay?
Tom Petty had it right. The waiting is the hardest part. It's not about actually singing the stretch. It's that 5 minutes beforehand. 2-2. And he held up.
It looked with the naked eye like he was able to hold up, but I'm just trying to help out Lance up here. I was ringing him up. Let's go.
Gomez runs on the 3-2 pitch. And Soto will have enough room to make the play. Worked around those bats in the on-deck circle. Time for the stretch.
Today's guest conductor for Take Me Out to the Ball Game, Chicago Bears linebacker Lance Briggs.
All right, Cubs fans, let me hear you. A 1, a 2, a 3. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and cracker jacks. I don't care if I never come back, 'cause it's true. Root for the Cubbies. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. Yeah! Let's win a championship, baby. Let's win a championship.
It's a perfect day for baseball.
2 out, the last of the ninth.
With one swing, he could win the game.
He winds and fires.
And there's a long drive to deep right. She goes back. Holy cow!
As long as there's been the great American pastime, there's been the great American lager.
I don't believe what I just...
Put it back.
Yeah, I got to thank Soriano.
Getting into your wallet a little bit.
Absolutely. Since I'm donating $1,000 for every home run Cub hits, he started the game out in the first pitch and took it over the wall.
That's a great point. The Cubs have hit 4 home runs today, and you are donating $1,000 for every Cubs home run to the Boys Hope, Girls Hope Center of Chicago. Nice
Very
going.
nice, very nice. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's always all for a great cause. You know, the most unique thing about it is that it's a choice that these kids make. You know, all of it's a choice, and these kids, they all come from rougher areas, you know what I mean, or from unfortunate situations, and the choice for them to come here in this structured system, you know what I mean, is them. You know what I mean, they have to have great grades, they have to have, you know, they have to go through a rigorous evaluation process, and just to get in, and is what they choose to do.
Called strike 3, so Soriano is out. A couple of Sacramento guys before the game, Derek Lee and Lance Briggs.
Yes. Derek Lee went to Kennedy High School, you know, which I have to mention that I went to Elk Grove High School, which, you know, we did beat them up in football. I can't speak for baseball, but we did beat them in football. Dusty is from Sac. Yeah, I see him there every once in a while.
Here's Ryan Terrio. Strike 1.
Lance, I have to ask you, I spent some time in Tucson with the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Yeah.
Down there in spring training. You played down at the U of A. How'd you like Tucson?
I mean, you know what the best part about Tucson is? I work out there. I'm just coming back from Tucson, is that there's not a whole lot you can do in Tucson. So when I go there, I work out and I go home.
Stay focused.
Yeah.
3-time Pro Bowler, 05, 06, 07. 2 times an All-Pro selection. And I know that it's important to you to get this defense back to that Super Bowl form of a couple of years ago.
It is. You know, last year we had a lot of injuries, you know what I mean, but it's still no excuse for not executing. You know, we didn't perform on the field, and that's the reason why we ended up 7-9. This year, you know what I mean, you know, hopefully we can have, you know, be injury-free, and we can have Mike Brown stay healthy through a year. We'll be a dominant defense again. Nice.
LaRoche able to make the play. So Bixler to LaRoche, and they get Ryan Terrio. Lance, I'm not going to ask you to speak for Brian Urlacher, but I know a lot of Bears fans want to know where things stand. Are you concerned at all that the contract situation is going to be an issue?
I don't think it should be an issue. I think that everybody in the city of Chicago knows what Brian Urlacher has meant and continues to mean to the city of Chicago and our organization. So whatever's going on, I believe that, you know, that it'll be worked out. You know what I mean? I believe he is definitely due. You know, he has outplayed that contract, and I'm the biggest supporter of my big brother. You know, so I think it'll get worked out.
1 ball, no strikes on the aforementioned Derek Lee.
I'll tell you, that is the one thing I'm happy about, that I don't have to go through that anymore.
No doubt.
Yeah, last year was rough, so I'm happy to. I'm happy that Chicago's happy, and we can move on.
Yeah, you know, that really there is a separation there. There's a business side of the game, and then there's the game itself. And I think all players would just like to concentrate on the game itself.
Absolutely, absolutely. The business side, I don't really like the business side too much, but I love the game.
Bounced foul. It's 2-1. Let's check out your first pitch today.
I know nobody charged a mound if you were out there, that's for sure.
The wind up.
Very nice.
Good arm speed. Very nice.
They didn't show the accuracy.
It was very accurate. We can tell you that. Hunter Hillenmeyer will be with us tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Lance, thanks so much. Enjoy the rest of your summer. Have a great 2008 NFL season.
Thanks for having me. Good luck. Thanks. Appreciate it, folks.
American Idol rewinds in Los Angeles, hitting new highs. With never-before-seen audition lows.
But it don't take too much action.
I think you're amazing. Amazingly dreadful.
Plus, Josh Grayson's famous first entrance.
That's Corporal Joshua Grayson.
American Idol Rewind.
Sunday at 8 Eastern.
You know, we're similar to NASCAR drivers.
How's that?
Their tires say Goodyear. Our blimp says Goodyear. They go 185 miles an hour.
We're going 35.
It goes faster.
There's Goodyear innovation at the racetrack and at your Goodyear retailer. Now get up to a $50 mail-in rebate with the purchase of 4 select Goodyear tires, or double your rebate up to $100 when purchased on the Goodyear credit card.
And 36.
Pedal to the metal.
Goodyear. Get there.
Nice finger. A wart could get used to this. Liquid wart remover. That's all you got? That could take weeks to treat me.
Did it get cold? Dr. Scholl's Freeze Away removes warts fast with as little as 1 treatment.
You'll miss me.
Dr. Scholl's Freeze Away.
We wish you an ideal day. We wish you an ideal day. We wish you an ideal day. And an awesome new fall.
It's Red Hot Deal Days at Verizon Wireless. Celebrate any way you know how. Get to Verizon Wireless and get up to 50% off phones made for messaging, like the BlackBerry Curve, the LG NV2, the Samsung Glide, or the Moto Q9M, now just $79.99. And they all come with America's most reliable wireless network, Verizon Wireless.
Switch to Valvoline's Max Life, and there's no telling how long your car will keep going. Max Life not only protects against friction, but also leaks, deposits, and sludge, the 4 major causes of high-mileage engine breakdown. Drive it forever.
7-1 Cubs. They're trying to improve to 7-1 on this homestand. Bob Howery's still in there, and he faces McLouth, Bay, and LaRoche here in the 8th. Well, we have to let our viewers in on a little something. When it comes to the 7th inning stretch, the camera is positioned to my left. I usually introduce the guest, and I ask the first question or two. So the guest generally is looking in my direction, and then Bob usually will chime in after a couple of minutes. And today, when you started to ask Lance Briggs a question, he went like this. And I went.
I was even tapping him on the shoulder. Well,
we need to do something about that. I don't know how to remedy that situation.
I'll tell you what we do. We talk to the Bulls and see if we can borrow one of their possession arrows and put it right here in front of the guest seat, and then whoever's ready to ask a question will hit the button and the arrow will point in the appropriate direction.
That's good. That was great. You tapped him on the shoulder?
Yeah.
He looked the wrong way. It was great. That's not the first time it's happened.
Yeah.
Two and 2 on McLouth. Bauer's next pitch is lifted foul.
Well, what a nice gesture by Lance Briggs, making the donation for every Cubs home run today. Little did he know that Alfonso Soriano was going to jump into his wallet 1 pitch into the game.
10 kids joined Lance today from the Boys Hope, Girls Hope of Chicago. If you want to go to that website, it's chicagobhgh.org. Soto with a catch in foul ground. McLeod is gone.
Well, it's that time once again. Here's today's Too Much Good Stuff brought to you by AM/PM. Guess who? Alfonso Soriano with 2 more home runs in the ball game today. He has been the hottest hitter on the planet throughout this homestand. That was his second one into the basket. Alfonso Soriano, too much good stuff. Thank you, AM/PM.
Now Bay, who is officially 0 for 1. He's reached twice, hit by a pitch, and he's walked. Got another good quote for you, Bob, from Dick Carlson, Warrenton, Virginia. Kind of along the lines of your quote borrowed from Casey Stengel earlier. How old would you be if you did not know how old you were?
There you go.
That's a fun one to ponder. That's deep to right, sending DeRosa back, and it's a home run. Jason Bay with his 9th of the year, and it's now 7-2. It's their second extra base hit.
Well, even though 3 of the home runs today have come to left field, this is the way to go. I mean, don't get me wrong. Jason Bay hits this ball well to the opposite field, a slider down over the plate. But that ball got up in the wind and just carried forever.
Pirate fan out there almost caught that home run ball. He was severely outnumbered. Bob picks it up. LaRoche is out.
And Jason Bay home run ball into the bleachers in right field. Spot that Pirate fan. Got a hand on it. Couldn't make the play. He's no Roberto Clemente out there, that's for sure. He's still shaking his hand out there. Thought it was easy, didn't you?
Pulled foul by Nady. The paid crowd today, 40,537. That pushes the season attendance to 1,892,000. That is a new franchise record for the fastest to 1 million. The Cubs did it this year in their 25th home date. Not that good at math, but the Cubs are averaging about 40,000 per. 25 dates and a little over 1 million total.
And every one of those 25 days wasn't as glorious as this one. I got to give it up to the fans sitting through some tough rain delays, some very cold temperatures, and pushing the attendance over 1 million. That's unbelievable.
And before Bob Howery pitched, Phil Cuzzy called time because a ball got out of the visiting bullpen. A win today would make the Cubs 18-7 at home. It would give them the best overall home record in baseball. Arizona also at 17-7 going into action today. Diamondbacks are home tonight against Detroit. One and 2 on Nady. Bay with a home run. Cubs still lead by 5. The pitch. Low and away. Speaking of the Diamondbacks, Brandon Webb is now 9-0, including 3-0 against the Rockies. He's the first pitcher to win his first 9 starts since Andy Hawkins won his first 10 for the San Diego Padres in 1985. Brandon Webb has won his last 11 starts if you go back to 2007.
I had a chance to see a little bit of that ball game last night, and obviously Brandon Webb is a very skilled and gifted pitcher on the mound, but this is a guy that has really worked hard to improve every aspect of his game. He used to be a horrible fielder. It was scary when balls were hit back to the mound or sacrifice bunts, and he had to handle the ball. He was a horrible hitter. He's now a guy that can put the ball in play, get down a bunt. He's really worked to become a complete pitcher to go along with the great stuff that he has on the mound.
On the other side of the coin, the Cardinals have to make some sort of decision on Jason Isringhausen. He struggled again yesterday, and it appears as though St. Louis will make some sort of roster move regarding Isringhausen today. The 3-2, and he walked him.
Minkevich just does get enough of it to tuck it over that yellow stripe into the basket area, hits the back wall, and then bounces back onto the field.
That little step area and then bound it out. Well, we have the answer. The Cardinals have placed Jason Isringhausen on the 15-day disabled list. He has a cut on his right hand. The St. Louis Post-Dispatch reported a few days ago that he hurt his hand hitting a television set in frustration in his manager's office. Cedeno makes a catch. The Pirates get 3 runs. A solo homer by Bay, then Minkevich with a 2-run shot, and it's now 7-4 to the bottom of the 8th.
My knees are a pain, so how come I can move like this? I moved on up to Aleve.
Only Aleve has the strength for all-day relief with just 2 pills.
It takes 2 to tap dance.
Just move on up.
Me and Aleve.
Move on up to Aleve. Dr. Scholl's massaging gel insoles with 2 different gels for softness and support are outrageously comfortable.
I'd rather walk anyway.
Are you gelling? Dr. Scholl's.
The hotter the hot, the colder the cold, the greater the demand, the more you need Duralast. Batteries built to exceed the need. Built to last. Only at AutoZone.
You're right. We need a new TV. Just don't go overboard.
I want it all. I want it all. I want it all. And I want it now.
Text Chase for your credit card balance and decide what to spend in seconds.
It's perfect.
Real-time info matters. Chase what matters.
The Superstation is America's home for baseball. Canerco and the White Sox are in the City by the Bay for some late-night interleague fun against the G-Men. White Sox Giants tonight at 10 Eastern on the Superstation. It's great to be home.
Los Angeles audition highs and lows.
I think you're amazing. Amazingly dreadful.
American Idol Rewind.
Sunday at 8 Eastern. Jack agrees to turn over secret technology.
Bring in Jack before he can hand over the component to the Chinese.
Next 24, Saturday at 12:30 a.m. Eastern.
Well, the Pirates are not out of this ball game. Doug Minkevich with a 2-run blast with 2 outs. 3 batters after Bay went yard. So the Cubs would love some extra insurance. Curveball feathered in there for a strike. Osorio worked a perfect 7th with a strikeout included. Works from the stretch with nobody on base. Here he comes. Swing and a miss.
Ramirez 3 for 9 against Osorio in his career. 2 of those 3 hits were home runs, including the last time he faced him.
Pirate bullpen over the last 9 coming in with a collective 1.55 ERA. We'll see what Lou decides for the 9th. At this moment, it would be a save situation. Lester Strode going down and telling Kerry Wood to get ready. He pitched in the 9th yesterday, struck out the only 2 he faced, and got his 8th save. The Cubs won 4-0. The tying run was on deck when he came in. He pitched an inning Wednesday night, gave up a run on 3 hits. Nice play there. It was hit right at Sanchez, but hit very hard. 1 out. Let's take a look at our upcoming WGN Sports baseball schedule in high definition, sponsored by Comcast. Tonight the Sox are out in San Francisco. Interleague action kicks off for 2008. So it's a White Sox and Giants at 9 o'clock Central. Once again tomorrow beginning at 7:30 Central with White Sox warm-up. We'll have the homestand finale here. Pirates and the Cubs. Leadoff man at 1 o'clock on Sunday, all in beautiful HD. Sponsored by Comcast.
It's been fun, Len, to watch the progress of Kerry Wood as far as his transition from a starting pitcher to a closer, and how much more quickly he gets ready now. We saw the phone ring down in that Cubs bullpen down the left field line. Woody took off his sweatshirt, got up, made a couple of tosses to the catcher standing up, and then told him, go ahead and get down. I'm ready to start firing. That was one of the big concerns with moving Kerry Wood to the bullpen, was how quickly could he get loose.
Socked in the left for a base hit. Giovanni Soto's 2 for 3.
You have to believe if Kerry Wood is going to close this ball game out today, he would probably be relieved of duties for tomorrow, and perhaps Carlos Marm will take over that role should the Cubs have a save situation.
Kosuke Fukudome is going to bat for Cedeno. Fans now realizing that Kosuke is in the on-deck circle. Well, you change your thinking process here, don't you, with a 3-run lead? It's not as comfortable as it was an inning ago.
Now, if it were not for those 3 runs the Pirates scored in the top half of the 8th inning, I think Fukudome could go on in, take a shower, and head on home. But tightened up a little bit, a 3-run ball game now, and Lou's going to go to one of the best bats he has available off the bench today. No question about that.
Runner at first, 1 out. Kosuke swings and misses. Outside, ball 1. 1-1. Kosuke's hitting .348 on the homestand. With a home run, 3 RBIs, 7 walks, and 6 runs.
We haven't seen Kosuke pull a lot of balls into right field. He's gotten his share of base hits that direction, but if he ever got one up in the air to right field, today would be the day to do it. And with that in mind, Osorio is trying to keep everything away and fading further away. See the flags atop the scoreboard out there in center field. What a day.
Slide step in the pitch, a ground ball to Mitkevich. They get the out at second, not at first, not even close. So Fukudome with a fielder's choice. DeRosa will bat.
As always, Kosuke Fukudome hustling down that first baseline. I didn't even give a double play a thought right there. I knew he was going to beat that one. Now, Doug Mitkevich, as we mentioned, playing third base today for the Pirates. He's done so 6 times this year, but he's a first baseman by trade. Was very deliberate getting that ball to second base, and with Fukudome's speed, no chance to double him up.
Throw to first just to keep an eye on Fukudome. The Cubs have used the long ball to their advantage today. Soriano with 2, Soto and DeRosa have also pitched in with long balls. This is Nady, and that's it for the Cubs in the 8th. Kerry Wood will come in a save situation, 8, 9, and 1 in their order when we come back.
Just because I'm a foster kid doesn't mean I'm a lost cause.
I have the potential for greatness.
Some people have an attitude about me because my parents have problems.
Give me a chance.
Do something to help me make it.
Make foster care better.
Don't write me off.
Foster kids are our kids.
It's an automotive breakthrough. It's ZNet, newly expanded and only at AutoZone. ZNet gives AutoZoners the power to find the right part faster with diagrams, photos, and instructions so you'll get the job done right the first time, every time. Improved ZNet, only at AutoZone.
I'm 3 weeks into being a guy with diabetes. I feel much more focused about what's important. And what is important? My wife, my family, myself. The meter plays a critical role in my life because it gives me information.
One Touch, a simple way to check your blood sugar.
I have one child, a daughter, 4.5. I'm going to dance at her wedding, and I'm going to go to her 40th birthday party.
More power to you.
I knew the sun felt more intense than ever, but this derma photo shows the hidden damage under my skin. So now I use this copper tone spray. It protects us from the most damaging rays across 100% of the UVA UVB spectrum. Get the best copper tone protection from today's sun. Got a lot of projects?
Yeah.
We've got what you need.
We're here because we've been there with the tools, products, and advice to get it done right. True Value. Start right. Start here. Visit TrueValue.com/TV for a free $5 coupon. Print your $5 coupon at TrueValue.com/TV.
Watch the Cubs take on the Pirates tomorrow at 12:05. Kids, wake up mom and dad early and get there because the first 6,000 children 13 and younger will receive an exclusive Chicago Cubs plush bear from Build-A-Bear Workshop, compliments of Pepsi and Navy Pier.
Kosuke stays into play right, and that'll send DeRosa back to his more familiar position of second base. Kerry Wood pitching to pinch hitter Luis Ribas, who bats for Bixler. Jason Michaels is on deck. The Pirates have 5 right-handed hitters on their bench. He starts the 9th with a 3-run lead, so this qualifies as a save opportunity. A 1-2, and he just was able to stay alive on a slider. Fly to right. Kosuke just came in. Routine catch, one away. Time to check out today's Nissan drive of the game. We keep telling you, get here early. First pitch at the bottom of the first inning. And Soriano took it out. A leadoff home run to get the Cubs started. They have not trailed all day. If Kerry Wood can get through this ninth without giving up the lead, Soriano will have 5 game-winning RBIs on the homestand. Jason Michaels pops it up. Ramirez has room. 2 down. He'll now face Freddie Sanchez. Here's the 7th pitch of the 9th. Slider missed low. 1-0. Again, everything else is later. Cubs are trying to stretch their lead in the division to 2. Popped the mid at 96. Cubs' closest competitor right now, the Houston Astros. They'll spend the weekend in Arlington, Texas. Swing and a miss, 1-2.
Well, Kerry Wood showing no ill effects, working his 3rd day in a row out of the Cubs bullpen. Good fastball.
Fans are up for the 1-2. Line and caught by Ramirez. Cubs win. That's the 7th time we've said Cubs win in the first 8 on this homestand. And Kerry Wood preserves it for Sean Gallagher, the 22-year-old righty who picks up his first major league win. Big day again for Soriano and the Cubs offense.
Big day for Sean Gallagher, picking up his first victory as a member of the Chicago Cubs starting rotation. You got to believe he's going to get more opportunities. Kerry Wood came in and slammed the door in decisive fashion there in the ninth.
So the Cubs are now 10 games over 500, 26 up, 16 down. The W flag will fly atop Wrigley Field once again. Final score today, the Cubs 7, the Pirates 4.
The Superstation is America's home for baseball. Canerco and the White Sox are in the City by the Bay for some late-night interleague fun against the G-Men. White Sox Giants, tonight at 10 Eastern on the Superstation. It's great to be home. Funniest Pets and People, today at 6 Eastern on Superstation WGN.
Rocking performance, exceptional control. Destination tires with Unity technology, only from Firestone.
Hi, we'd like 2 fudge brownie temptations.
Mom, just make it 1.
I'm surprised you wanted to share.
Actually, I don't.
Pardon me, ladies. This is compliments of the gentleman in the donkey shirt.
It's like shooting fish in a barrel.
Fall in love with the new fudge brownie temptation at Dairy Queen, topped with gooey fudge, moist brownie pieces, and whipped topping.
Can you have a beautiful lawn and use less water? Actually, yes, thanks to Scott's Turf Builder Water Smart formula. A lawn fed the Water Smart way grows healthier roots that use water more efficiently. So your lawn needs less, saving you thousands of gallons a year. Smart. Scott's Turf Builder. Feed the lawn. Water Smart.
Call today for the Gold Delta Sky Miles credit card from American Express and start earning double miles in more places more often. Apply now and get up to 20,000 bonus miles. With award tickets starting at just 25,000 miles, you can fly free sooner. Plus, the annual fee is waived for the first year. Call 1-800-SKY-MILES. Call now for the Gold Delta Sky Miles credit card and earn 2 miles for every eligible dollar you spend for even faster travel awards on Delta and 15 airline partners. Take advantage of this great offer today and get 20,000 miles closer to a free trip. Plus, enjoy the card with no annual fee for the first year. Apply online or call 1-800-SKY-MILES now.
Just think about it. You'll get it.
Well, the Cubs are 10 games over 500 for the first time here in 2008. Sean Gallagher with his first major league win. The Cubs are 26-16 and now 2 games ahead of the Houston Astros in the National League Central. Budweiser plays of the game today. Alfonso Soriano went deep the first 2 times up. First pitch at the bottom of the first to make it 1-0, and then in the second with 2 on, he hit another home run off Tom Gorzaloni.
Home runs number 7 and 8, RBIs 19, 20, 21, and 22. We preached patience when Soriano came back from the DL, and he's rewarding those who showed patience.
A perfect balance of taste and refreshment. Budweiser, the great American lager. We'll be back. Cubs win 7-4.
Perfect beer deserves the perfect pour. Right down the middle, releasing all the flavor. Perfect.
Well, call me a perfectionist.
This is a great country.
A country where people never stop trying.
Never stop dreaming.
Never stop creating. The perfect chicken sandwich.
Introducing McDonald's new Southern-style chicken sandwich.
It's perfectly seasoned.
It's juicy.
It's just plain better.
All white meat chicken served warm with pickles on a steamed, buttery-tasting bun.
Why settle for ordinary
When you simply don't have to.
We wish you a red hot deal day. We wish you a red hot deal day. We wish you a red hot deal day. And an awesome new fall.
It's Red Hot Deal Days at Verizon Wireless. Celebrate any way you know how. Get to Verizon Wireless and get up to 50% off phones made for messaging, like the BlackBerry Curve, the LG NV2, the Samsung Glide, or the Moto Q9M, now just $79.99. And they all come with America's most reliable wireless network, Verizon Wireless.
You're right. We need a new TV. Just don't go overboard.
Text Chase for your credit card balance and decide what to spend in seconds.
It's perfect.
Real-time info matters. Chase what matters.
This is Budweiser's new signature glass. It's designed to release the perfect amount of natural carbonation and flavor with every sip. What do you think of that?
I think it's time for a little research.
Chicago Cubs baseball, brought to you by Budweiser. Reach for the perfect balance of flavor and refreshment. Budweiser, the great American lager. The Chicagoland area Dodge dealers and the all-new 2009 Dodge Journey. AT&T. See what's new from the new AT&T. Visit att.com for details. The Illinois Lottery. Play the Illinois Lottery. Have a ball. By Pepsi. Every sip gets you closer. And by Southwest Airlines. You're now free to be more productive. Visit southwest.com today.
Our next telecast of Cubs baseball here on WGN Sports will be Sunday afternoon. It's the series and homestand finale with these Pirates. Left-hander Phil DeMontre against right-hander Jason Marquis. 1 o'clock Central Time will hit the air with the leadoff man show. Today, Bob, early runs and a quality start. That's usually a pretty good recipe.
That works pretty good. Congratulations to Sean Gallagher once again. Pitched a great ball game today. I know he's going to enjoy this evening.
7 for the final. That wraps up our game coverage. Stay tuned now. The Chevy Dealers 10th inning show is next.
Here at this modern-day watering hole, this urban Serengeti, it's man meets reptile.
So, Lucy, what are you doing?
Just a little online shopping.
You should check out Geico.com, get a free rate quote. If you like what you see, you can buy it online, over the phone, or at your local Geico office.
Cool.
Remarkable. Oh, no. Help! Did you hear something?
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Attention, ATV accident victims. If you or a loved one has been seriously injured or killed in a Yamaha Rhino rollover accident, you may be entitled to compensation. Call 1-800-REAL-LAW. We are seeking financial recovery for victims of Rhino rollovers. Call now and find out if you have a case. That's 1-800-REAL-LAW. Yamaha Rhino rollover victims. Call now for a free confidential evaluation of your claim. 1-800-REAL-LAW. Call now.
Look at us. We're identical.
We're not identical. I have different pants than you.
I don't even want to get into your pants.
I'm so sexy.
You know what I'm saying? Quite honestly, no, I don't know what she's saying.
American Idol Rewind, Sunday night at 8 Eastern on Superstation WGN.
It's the Chevy Dealers 10th inning show. Now, here's Len Casper.
The Cubs are now 7-0 this year against the Pittsburgh Pirates, and going back to last year, they have now won 10 in a row against the Pirates franchise. First time they've won 10 straight against the Pirates since the 1890s. We'll be back.
The Superstation is America's home for baseball. Canerco and the White Sox are in the City by the Bay for some late-night interleague fun against the G-Men. White Sox Giants, tonight at 10 Eastern on the Superstation. It's great to be home.
It's about picking the perfect color or planning it. We can help you get it exactly how you want it. At the Ace Perfect Yard and Paint Sale, buy a set of 3 Malibu solar floodlights for just $19.99. Find a 3-piece Ace Garden tool set for only $12.99. Get a $5 mail-in rebate on every gallon of Ace Royal Paint, limit 10. Use your Ace Rewards card and earn points Wednesday through Monday at Ace.
The helpful place.
If you're tired of being slammed by high prices, Denny's helps you slam back. Right now, build your own Grand Slam with whatever you want on it. Bacon or sausage, eggs or pancakes, oatmeal or hash browns. Choose any 4 for just $5.99.
Denny's, real breakfast, 24/7.
Auto insurance wasn't something I used to get animated about until I switched to Esurance.
Paul is an actual Esurance customer. Here we go.
With competitive rates and quote-by-print convenience, eSurance makes it easy to save time and money on car insurance.
And don't forget, if you ever run into any trouble, special agents are here to help you 24/7.
Who knew I could be so drawn to my auto insurance company?
Take a fresh look at your auto insurance. Get your quote from eSurance today.
We need 2 more games here against Pittsburgh. We got Zambrano tomorrow and Marquis on Sunday. Let's see if we can do well in these 2 games and really have an excellent homestand.
And you think about the Cubs, they had lost 9 of 13 before this homestand, 7-1, and as Lou said, Carlos Zambrano tomorrow, and you hope to get Jason Marquis going on Sunday. 7-4 the final today. We'll have a final word and the Culver's sweet defensive play of the game.
This is the Chevy Dealers 10th Inning Show, brought to you by your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Chevy dealers. Chevrolet, official sponsor of the Chicago Cubs. The Chevy Dealers 10th Inning Show is brought to you in part by Culver's. Bright Smiles, fresh, juicy butter burgers, and velvety smooth frozen custard. Come on into Culver's and get Culverized.
I'm 3 weeks into being a guy with diabetes. I feel much more focused about what's important. And what is important? My wife, my family, myself. The meter plays a critical role in my life because it gives me information.
One Touch, a simple way to check your blood sugar.
I have 1 child, a daughter, 4.5. I'm going to dance at her wedding, and I'm going to go to her 40th birthday party.
More power to you.
Baltimore's a great place to pick up dance moves, I find. A lot of heel work. Jazz hands? Anything with jazz hands. I do the hustle just like you. Geico probably thinks this is easy too.
Squirrels.
Squirrels.
Repellents and fertilizers. That'll bring your garden back.
We're here because we've been there with the tools, products, and advice to get it done right. True Value. Start right, start here. Visit TrueValue.com/TV for a free $5 coupon. Print your $5 coupon at TrueValue.com/TV.
Time to check in on our Culver's sweet defensive play of the game. Wind blowing out toward right today, and in the 5th inning, Freddie Sanchez with a deep fly. Mark DeRosa tumbling up against the wall, made the catch. That is our Culver's sweet defensive play. Thank you, Culver's. Come into Culver's and get Culverized. We will see you Sunday. Cubs win 7-4.
The Chevy Dealers 10th Inning Show has been brought to you in part by Culver's. Bright Smiles, fresh, juicy butter burgers, and velvety smooth frozen custard. Come on into Culver's and get Culverized.
Yep, no doubt about it. That is definitely pup music.
Funniest pets and people, today at 6 Eastern on Superstation WGN. We now join our program, already in progress.
Oh, morning, Ray. You're just in time for Grandma Etta's fabulous French toast.
No thanks. I'm still hopping from the last batch.
It's safe. This time I left off the prune sauce. Grandma Etta was tight.